Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. What a night, guys. What a night. Oh my gosh. So, we had music bingo at the bar and everything was going fine. And we get prizes. This me and the other server, we buy prizes and we put them on this big table at the front. It's full of prizes. And my daughter, my middle child, she does the bingo. So when you get bingo, you walk up to my daughter, she checks your card like 3 times because she makes sure she's not gonna let anybody have a prize who didn't get bingo. And there I am walking around just throwing prizes at people. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Oh, she gets mad. Anyway, so 2 of my customers were sitting at a table on the way to the bingo table. Okay? And I am in love with these 2 people. They are good people. They really are. But people have fun. It's a brewery. And these 2 people are professionals. They do not drink beer. Nope. No, it's only doubles, doubles, doubles. No ice, just doubles. So they've been having a rough go at it lately. So they've been coming in a bit more. And it's good for people to go out when they're going through a rough time. It's critical for people to go out and be with their family. So these 2 brothers are sitting at the table. And when I say they've been through hell in the last year, they've been through hell in the last year. And then just this week, they had to put their dog down. So they're having a rough time. They come in and they're sitting there. They're drinking with each other, they're having, they're brothers, so they're having a good time, they're laughing, getting their mind off everything, and you know how, like, when someone calls bingo, everybody says, "Oh, geez, oh, darn, shoot, I was so close." Well, I'm in a brewery. I'm not we're not in a church, okay? We're in a brewery, and it's a little late at night. So, Mike, he says fucking bitches in a joking way that low. Like he barely whispered it. And he might have been talking to me. I don't know. I don't know. But when he said that, unfortunately, that's when the person who won bingo, which turned out to be these 2 tiny little girls, I mean children, not tiny girls, I mean 2 tiny children, won and they were going past his table with their father. And I don't know how the father even heard him because he didn't shout it. He didn't say it loud, not even as loud as I'm talking. He was just like, "Oh, fucking bitches." Fast forward to when Mike and his brother leave. Mike goes to his truck. His brother goes to his truck, okay? Big trucks, lift kits, whiskey. These 2 men are not tiny in any way, shape, or form. They work with their hands. They're big, they're fine. So, the dad, on the other hand, I don't think has ever done a 1 day of labor in his life. He's just like an inch or 2 taller than me. He goes directly to Mike while he's in his truck. So, I see Mike leave, I see, Josh leave, and then, like, I don't know, like 20 seconds later, it wasn't, like, immediate. I see the dad get up and start headed to the door. I'm like, "Oh, oh, no." So I yelled to the other server, "Give me a broom, give me a broom." Running at top speed, I grab the broom and I run outside. And I pretend I'm sweeping. Well, I didn't really have to pretend I'm sweeping because as soon as I got outside, I threw the broom aside And security, you're going to be so mad at me when you find out what I did and did not do. So there's one little man walks directly to Mike's truck and starts screaming at him. Mike, who has the car door open and is about to get in his truck, slams the car door, comes towards this little man. And there I go, right in between them. Like, so then, of course, the brother, who is the loose cannon of the whole thing. I knew I was fine with just Mike and this little guy. But as soon as the brother came over, I knew I was in a bit of trouble, guys. Now, security, I know what you would have done. You would have turned around and you would have got the little man inside. That would have been easy. You just take the little man, pick him up, and take him inside. No, 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 that's not me. I got the two big guys. Like, I got a man boob in one hand and a man boob in another hand. Like, get in your trucks. Get in your trucks right now. I didn't start yelling at them at first. I was trying to talk to them at first. I'm like, guys, just go. Just get in your trucks and go. And that wasn't working because they started screaming louder and louder and louder. And I was worried about this brother. This brother over here was a loose cannon. And if he would have moved a step further away, I would have had to pick one of the brothers to get between this guy and the brother. So he kept inching away. He kept getting further and further away. And I'm like, oh no. And when he took like one extra inch step over, that's when I started, get in your truck. Mike, get in your truck right now. Josh, get in your truck right now. And they listened to me. They backed off until this little guy behind me starts freaking yelling at them again. And I'm like, dude, they're leaving. Shut up. I said, shut up. I said, get inside. Well, he didn't listen to me. He started screaming. So boom, there comes the brothers again. Bam boom. Stop. Get in your truck right now. Get out of here. I want you both to get out of here now. So finally, I turn around to the little dude who's screaming. And I'm like, get inside. Get inside. He fell over. I mean, he didn't fall, but when I pushed him, he was just a little dude. So he was like, he went right away towards the door. And he gets to the door and he opens it and turns around and starts yelling at them again. And I'm like, dude, get inside right now. I want you inside right now. So Mike and Josh hear him yelling. And I'm like, no. They get in their trucks though. They listened and they left. I'm the bouncer. I am the bouncer. So that was a beautiful family oriented music bingo night at Big Dog Craft Brewing. So the worst part about this whole story, the worst part about this whole story is bar five. So bar five, there is a literal bouncer sitting there drinking, not from our bar. All right. But he's like super huge. I mean, but you know how their arms don't even sit down or anything. Their arms just sort of like hang out because they're super, super, super buff. I walk in the bar and I'm like, damn it. I should have taken you outside with me. And he goes, what do you mean, Kathy? And then I tried to break up a fight out there. He said, I didn't hear anything. What do you mean? There was no fight out there. I said, now I know you didn't hear anything because I stopped it. I should have taken you outside with me. I should have I should have taken him outside with me. A. I should have used the broom. B. No, I think I hit harder than the broom. And three, I should have immediately went for the small guy instead of the two bigger guys. I should not have done that. No, the small guy didn't have I never touched the small guy's man boobs. I touched the two bigger guys. I was holding them back. I was holding them both back. I had a boob in each hand, holding them back. Get back. All right. So yeah, that was my wonderful night tonight. So now nobody went to jail, so I won't have any court from them. Meow, 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 meow. That means thank you so much. I love you, Hawaii Breeze. Look at that. That's the bouncer. You see how their arms they don't like, he just sits there and drinks. That's how he drinks. I see a pattern. 4, 3, 2. Where's your 1 month guy? You're not creating a count every month? Drunken Smurf. I gotta see. I gotta see who got a membership. I hope that I hope Sue got a membership. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, my chat's not scrolling up that far. Son of a gun. I'll have to wait till replay crew. Someone tell me Sue got a membership and I'll be so happy. Hey Irish. So did I miss anything in chat while I was talking on and on and on and on and on? Hey Donald. Donald's here. Guys, Donald's here. Is anybody else here that usually isn't here? Wait, there is someone. Deborah. Hi, Deborah. I think I don't think I missed anything. If I missed anything, you shouldn't text me while I'm talking. I'm not scrolling up. I can't scroll up. No. Oh, Nan's a member? Oh, Nan. Nan already saw the video though. I know she did. Security. I think you're gonna have a talk with me because my brain just disengaged when that happened. We'll talk later. You can tell me everything I did wrong there so I don't do it again. Okay, so I got a trial today. Got a trial today. We won't get through the whole trial. And just like the last couple, unfortunately, it's the same deal. Remember the last couple? Like the father got on the stand first, but the good testimony was from the mother. Crazy testimony. So we had to get through the father to get to the mother. It's just like today, only it's not a divorce. All right. We got body cam. We got cop. The good part of this is when the cops try to get this guy into the cop car. It's the best thing of this. So I just gave you the names. I just gave you the names. Define just. How far up do I have to scroll? Because I'm not. I don't see where you. Hold on. I'm trying, guys. Jo, oh, JoJo, Nan, Metal Rose, KS, Sandra Johnson. That's. Oh, Sue. Guys, why can't Sue ever get a membership? Hi, Adam. No, security. You're security. You're supposed to like automatically know how to do something like that. Like it's instinct. Like you go through training, ninja training. Allie. Okay. So we have to get through today to get to the good police videos. Um, but this is not a police video. This is a court case that we just happen to have body cam for, and the body cam is epic. Okay, I'm on it, Drunken Smurf. I'm on it. I'm on this one. Everybody, don't bother me. Mickey. Adam, look at you. You're not white anymore. Oh, come on, Sue. Come on, Iowa. Come on, Sue. I'm just looking at these names. Mistress. Jeez. Oh, mascara and mistakes. Yes, I love that name. Oh, there's a Kathy S. That can't be good. Cha. Lovely child. Well, Sue, I don't know what to tell you, girlfriend. I just don't know what to tell you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right, we're going to get started with this case, and then we can get to the body cam tomorrow. We have body cam today. It's just not the good body cam. It's the other body cam, which is fine. It's not bad. You mad, bro? Whoa, 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 I'm going to get demonetized if I play that. I played the wrong video. No, I didn't. I don't know what this is. Hold on, guys.
On that day of April 2nd, 2000.
I'm experiencing a slight technical difficulty. So while I'm looking for, oh my gosh, here, just watch this a while. I got a video for you to watch a while.
Set in place. So I believe this specific conference today was adjourned back in February, and I requested it again for that same reason.
Okay.
It's been 3.5 years. I've never ever heard of
All right.
any type
Beautiful.
of yeah.
I think you're entitled to know what the plaintiff is looking for. Attorney Palomo, what is the demand?
$60,000, Your Honor.
Okay. 60. Hey, you now have the demand, Mr. Peters. So what happens though? Just so you know. So I know you're not a lawyer, and that's totally fine. So what happens is the plaintiff, who's the person bringing the lawsuit, they can make a demand, which counsel has now done, and that's their wish list. That's what they want. It doesn't necessarily mean that A, that's what they're going to get, or from you, or B, if they go to trial, that's what they're going to be awarded. It's what they want, right? So just like if you were negotiating at a market, right? You can't do that if you go to a store because the price is the price. But if you go to a market, or if you're somewhere where you can barter with someone, you make an offer. So you say, well, I can't give you 60, but I can give you X. And then it's for the other side to say, well, I'm walking away, or how about Y? Do you have Y, right? I'm not going to put any numbers because I don't want anyone to be influenced by what I'm saying, but that's how it works. So I don't know if counsel would take any lower, but we won't know until you throw something out there or we get this discussion going. So now he's made his demand. Let me ask you, Attorney Palomo. I know it's a dog bite case. I do think there was some motion or
2 accents. 2.
something on this. I do remember this case.
I believe Your Honor entered summary judgment, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. So I remember it a little bit, but I didn't get into the damages. So what are the damages here?
Well, Your Honor, it's mostly scarring. It's a facial bite, and I believe on the what I did was on the pretrial memo, sent some photographs to you.
Oh, let me have a look.
And on the pretrial memo, there was also a itemization of damages, which is about $2,600.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I'm looking at it right now.
And so, I mean, this is basically a scarring.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, so it's minimal treatment, but it's scarring, right? So that's forever. Right, so that's what it looked like right after. The blood, I'm guessing. That must be right after. You can't really see it in the, you can't really see anything in the, it's maybe too close, the one that you sent.
A little blurry, yes, I think. It's the best I could do under the circumstances. But she's very self-conscious about it, Your Honor.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Well, it's the photograph that I sent you. Unfortunately, it's a little blurry, but it was the best I could do.
Yeah, I was trying to share it with you.
I can see it, Your Honor.
Oh, can you see it, Miss McCready?
I see like yellow spots all
Right.
around.
That's what I
Not
mean.
really.
I can't really
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
This I can see, but this is, I'm assuming, right after, right? After the
Right,
surgery?
that's from the hospital, Your Honor. I was
Right.
there.
She had stitches.
She got, I believe, few stitches that night, right after that incident. And after that, I offered her to go with her. I believe she saw a plastic surgeon. By the way, with all due respect, Attorney Palermo, even these $2,600 are not correct. Because
I'm sorry?
you have
She said
over
the
there some-
$2,600 is not correct. That's what she said.
Yes, they're not correct. You have some lost wages for $465.12. This is not true. I transferred my pay time off to Nadi to go to the doctor for 3 days so she doesn't lose the wages. I can probably look into this company went out of business for a long time. So let's say the damages were, I don't know, probably $1,800, which they were covered by the state. She had a state insurance when we went to the emergency. And I know that she followed up with the plastic surgeon because we kept being friends and talking for a whole year after this unfortunate feeding the dog getting bitten. And I can provide the court with a lot of emails back and forth of how she feels and, and stuff happens and all of this. But that's a different story. What I want to say that even those $2,600, they're not correct. In terms of the $60,000, there is no way I can come with money like that. Absolutely. I mean, this is a crazy amount of money. And honestly, I wish when I left the company a year after that happened and the pandemic happened, she had reached out to me. And if she really needed some money for treatments, I would be able to help. She never did. I left the company. She stopped talking to me and filed a lawsuit. Her right. Don't get me wrong. But at trial, I will bring all the messages, all the emails that I have from the day this happened in the hospital dynamic up until going a year later, where she was not mentioning anything about traumatic damages forever. We were having lunch together for a year. She was texting my children, which I can bring also those.
Yeah, but that's great. But that doesn't change the fact that she has a scar, right?
No, I understand. I understand. I'm just saying that this, with the financial situation I am in and the mortgages on the house, and there is no way I can find the $60,000. I mean, that's for you to decide. That's for the trial is going to be.
But what I'm saying is, we have an opportunity today to talk about what you can pay, right? For you to make an offer. So you're saying I can't do 60, but he can't come down off of 60 until you say, all right, I can give you 10. I can give you 20. I don't know what the answer is. But
I understand. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Right now, separate from humongous amount of my own medical bills, I do have left probably $20,000-25,000 in a 401k account through the company. The big part of it I liquidated last year because I myself had a major surgery. So I can probably liquidate the pension fund or try to borrow money from somewhere. I have to figure it out how, but 60,000 it's a crazy amount of money. It's impossible for me, and I don't think it's fair either. But that's for you to decide.
Jane, no. So here, I'm not the trial judge. Okay. So let me explain this to you. The demand that counsel makes here today isn't necessarily what he may ask for at trial. He may ask for more, and he may be awarded more.
Okay.
So the settlement discussions is an opportunity for you to maybe get to pay less than you would if the judgment comes in against you. And this here, liability is already established. Is that what the motion for summary judgment was, liability?
Yes, Your Honor, it was, yes.
So liability is already established, So what the trial judge will be looking at is how much money is the award going to be. Now, I can't see from the photo. We just looked at it all together, right? We just looked at the photo all together. In person, maybe the scarring is more obvious. At trial, maybe they'll have better pictures for the trial judge to see. Maybe the trial judge is going to meet Miss Heredia and think she's a really nice witness and believe everything she's saying. And you know, to your point, the fact that you two remained friends, I think means that you're both decent people, right? It doesn't change the scarring. It just means you're both decent people. And she wanted to still be friends with you and your children. I think that speaks highly of actually both of you. But it doesn't change the fact that she does have scarring and she's a young, beautiful woman. You know, she's probably very conscious of it. I understand. At the same time, I can appreciate how expensive life is right now, right? We're all living here. It is expensive. There's mortgages, there's bills. You said you had medical procedures. I totally understand. But unfortunately, she has scarring on her face, right? And the question is, what is that worth? So we're still at the $60,000 demand. Do you wish to make an offer?
Yes, I can liquidate my 401k for about 25,000 and pay all the penalty. Or if the judge gives me until I'm 59 and a half, which is going to be only in 4 months, whatever is left in that 401k can be taken out and I can pay with that. I don't have
no. So hold on. So say that part again. In 4 months, what happens?
I will be 59 and a half. At 59 and a half, I believe I can take out the available money. I had taken hardship for the cancer surgery, and I had taken another one recently for 10,000. So there is no other option for me to liquidate the 401k unless I'm 59 and a half, because all the hardship and emergency was taken out.
So in 4 months' time, you would be able to pay how much?
Well, 25 is what is left in that account.
So let's hear the response.
Well, Your Honor, I mean, I'd have to discuss that with.
Of course, but what are your thoughts?
You know, obviously the problem here is that this is there's no insurance coverage. But the value of the case is the value of the case. I mean, I think quite honestly, it's facial scarring, and for a young woman, and I think it's low. But I mean, and I'll bring it to my client, but I don't think she'll accept it.
I appreciate that. I
mean, it's the first time there's been any discussion about a specific amount of money.
She said she didn't have a demand from you.
Well, I guess the problem occurred because Ms. McCrides had contacted a lawyer who never filed an appearance and indicated to me, well, you know, if I can help her out without filing an appearance, I'll try to broker a settlement. And so I said, okay. And I communicated a demand to him. I frankly assumed that he had communicated that to.
Oh, so you're saying you did make a demand? It just
correct.
Never got to her. Okay.
Well, I assume it never got to her. And his response was, I don't think she's got the money or something along those lines. So I said, fine. And then he called me from time to time. But I said, look, you know, if you're going to file an appearance, then file an appearance. And if
yeah. I understand that part. But, you know, she's here now. She's having a discussion. You're saying you have to discuss it with your client. I'm willing to wait a few minutes. If you want to call your client now, you can mute yourself. Trial's coming up in less than 2 months. We gotta move this along. That's why we're here today.
Yeah. She is. I have to apologize, Your Honor. I wasn't expecting that I would get an offer, and I wasn't expecting that I'd have to discuss it with my client at this particular time. So I'm really not ready to give her a call and reach out to her. I mean, we can come back.
Not ready to call her?
Well, I don't think she's available, Your Honor. I could try calling her if you like.
I'm sorry, I thought this what the purpose of today was. Hold on a minute.
Well, if that's, I can reach out to her, Your Honor. That's fine.
Thank you. That'll be great. Thank you. So you can mute, and then
Okay.
when you're ready to come back, you can unmute. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks, Your
All
Honor.
right, we'll wait.
I'm going to bump it forward.
You can make that.
Lawyer.
Hi.
Right here. Hi, I apologize. She was available by phone. I didn't. So, she would take $35,000, Your Honor.
I don't have 35.
Right. So see, that's what I was saying to you. Hold on. But that's what I was saying to you. This is how it works. So demand, offer, demand. So it's up to you now. Now you know where they're at. She would take 35. Is there any way that you can make that offer?
I have to call the 401ks and the people and ask them what is the amount, let's say, of today, which is approximately, I hope, is going to be the same, and look into some kind of a personal loan. In order to even go above. What I'm trying to say is right now, this is what I have, and I can pull out of the 401k and just liquidate it. And then it's my problem what's going to happen. Unfortunately, if I had offered 3 years ago when we started, before I got cancer myself, and exhaust every single possibility in my 401k, I probably wouldn't be able to pay her. It's just that amount never came to me. Nobody ever discussed anything. Here we go, 3 years later. But I cannot say if I can find the money.
This is a dog bite case. The dog bit her.
I'll try. You know what I'm saying? What I
do. Here's the thing, what's going to happen though, on January 7th, you're going to go to trial and the judgment's going to be the judgment, right? There's no negotiating off of that. That's going to be a judgment against you filed, and it's got to be paid. So, yeah, go ahead.
I was making a suggestion. It sounds like Ms. McCrides thinks there's a possibility of that, and she needs some time. Maybe we can come back, in a week or so, and on a quick status, or she can give me a call. Maybe that would be a practical way to address this.
I would appreciate that. I just have to. Literally, if I'm able to refinance, there is nothing left in the house anyway. I know the lady thinks that I can sell the house and give her money, but you can run my credit report and you can see the loans and judgments and everything, medical bills I have. The only option I have is to try to get the difference in some kind of a personal loan, which I'm going to try my best. If the judge agrees on that, maybe 2 weeks, because it's Thanksgiving and it's just holiday.
All right, let me have a look here. Let me look at dates for you. Hold on, because I want you to come back to me. So today is the 19th. So 2 weeks would be about the 3rd, about December. So let me check now. Let me see what I have. Yeah. The 3rd doesn't work because I already have. Oh. How about if we do the 3rd, and it would be probably shorter, right?
I would think so, Your Honor.
Should be shorter. So how about the 3rd at either 10 or 10:30? Give me 1 second. I just want to check because I have cases at 9, 9:30, and 11. So
I wish this judge would talk for like 3 hours. I wish this case would have lasted 3 hours. I love it. I love her.
I just want to see if the 9:30 would need half an hour or an hour.
I'm available in the afternoon after 1 too. Or is that a problem?
Maybe no. Usually I don't put them in the afternoon. They usually try to leave us the afternoon to try to write. but no, I can make an exception. So how about 2:30 on the 3rd?
2:30 is
Does that work for
fine.
you?
3rd of
That works?
December.
Oh my God, that's when I go to the dentist.
30 is fine.
3rd, Tuesday, December 3rd at 2:30 p.m.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you one last question. If I'm able to find the difference, are you going to be able to wait for me 4 months to turn 59 and a half?
That's a good question.
To the
That's a good
401k?
question.
Because if I find the difference of the money, but you say I want them tomorrow, we're back to square one. I can liquidate. I'm born October 16, so I just turned 59. So I need, by trial, I was thinking would be 2.5 months. I need another 2.5. I
Too late.
just have to turn 59 and a half because of the IRS issue. Otherwise, everything is going to go to penalty and I'm not going to be able to do the withdrawal. Again, and that's only because all my...
Hey, you know what? To get money out of your 401k takes months.
Hardship and everything is gone. This money went to Smile Cancer Center. So I can only liquidate whatever is left. But they told me that you got to be 59 and a half by law to pull it
All
out.
right, so let's hear. Yeah, let's hear.
Well, so question number 1 I have is, what date are we talking about?
So I turned 59 October 16, so a month ago. So we're talking 5 months from today.
November, December, January, February, March, April. That's
Correct.
actually 5 months from now.
Well, I was thinking from the trial. I was taking the trial date in January.
4 months
potential
after the
decision.
trial.
Right. So it was 4 months after the trial. Exactly.
Okay. So how does that sound, Attorney Colonna?
Yeah, I think she would agree to that. I explained to her the 401k issue. My thought would be something along these lines. If we can come to terms, then perhaps, we could put the agreement on the record, and then withdrawals would be filed once, the funds have, been provided after that date. I don't want to be in the situation where there's an agreement, I've withdrawn the case.
You would have a judgment. We'd have to figure that out. We'd have to figure out the terms, right? So,
correct.
Because then once you have the judgment for the 35, if she reneges on it, then you obviously have other avenues to get that judgment. But you wouldn't be opening the case again. You would have I don't know.
I think we could work. I think we can work that out. I think the most important thing is, do we have an agreement? And
what she's saying is, before she does all of this, are you going to be able to wait until April to receive those funds? I think she wants to know that, and I get why.
Yeah, the answer is yes, because I've discussed that with my client.
Okay.
And let me tell you, I will do all my best. I wish this was settled 3 years ago because it was a bad timing.
You gotta pay $1,000 to claim bankruptcy? That doesn't make sense. How do you pay $1,000 if you're bankrupt? Where does that $1,000 come from?
The lawsuit, and I got surgery 2.5 months ago after that. And since then, it's been tough.
Asking for a friend.
So I would love to say, this week I will use the rest of the week to see if I can find the additional money. What I have, I know it's in the 401k, and I know I can pull it out in whatever that date is in April.
All right. So I'll see you guys on Tuesday, December 3rd at 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
If you figure it out before that, like let's say next week, Wednesday, you have all your ducks in line, Miss McCreeders. Do you know how to reach out to Attorney Palomo? Because you do not have to wait to come back to me. You can reach out and you guys can start hashing this out. And if you don't need to come back to me, you can file a case flow request until you don't need me.
I just doubt it Wednesday before Thanksgiving. People, you know what I'm saying?
I just picked that day out of the sky just to give an example that if you have the answers before, right, you can call him. You don't have to wait.
I will reach out. Yes, I've reached out before. I will reach out to him.
All right, wonderful. All right. Okay, very well. So we have a plan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Madam Monitor.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have to do something wild and crazy today. We're going to go to Judge Fleischer first. And then as soon as I get my, stuff together better, the video that I tried to send was 12. It was too big. So it never sent. So I'm redoing it right now, trying to anyway, but it's not ready and it won't be ready for a bit. So we're going to do Judge Fleischer for a little bit instead first, and then we'll go into the case. Listen, I'm completely down for doing a longer than normal stream today to get through this first part. So if you have to leave, go, dip, get out of here whenever you have to. All right, Judge. Hi. Hello, Judge David Fleischer. It's your birthday soon. Speaking of, so Drunken, I rarely ever get to see any Michigan cases. I have no idea what happened to Regier. None. Zero. Oh, speaking of, so yesterday I made the mistake of telling people to send a card to Judge Fleischer for his birthday. And I'm here to say I will be no longer answering any more questions about those instructions because I was flooded with messages, so much so that I got a warning violation on my Discord about how many messages I was getting. Listen, mail a birthday card to Judge Fleischer. The address is either online, you just Google it, or it's in the Discord chat that I posted a billion times yesterday. And you don't need to know his birth date. Just go to the store, buy a card, sign it, or don't. Yes, put it in an envelope. No, you don't have to put your address on there. Put a stamp on it and mail it in a mailbox. I cannot be any more clear than that. And I will not answer any more questions about those instructions. If you have any more questions about those instructions, ask Donald. He will fix you up because I am done. Nope. You need a stamp, and you don't lick stamps anymore, Fozzie. That's PCP. You're getting them confused. Or LSD? Which is on the little stamp? LSD or PCP? Or both? Yeah, and you did both of those. You said you were going to Woodstock. You have no idea how many questions I got. I got flooded. I almost started swearing at people at the end. If you listen, if you can find the email address to the court, which is very hard to find because it's right on their website and it has Victoria's name right in it. So it's very difficult to find right on their website with Victoria's name in it. You can send an email happy birthday card instead. Free. Absolutely free. But if you do not know how to send an email, if you do not have an email, please do not ask me how. If you do not know how to address an envelope or where you put the stamp, please do not ask me how. because no, Victoria's happy. Victoria would be tickled pink to get birthday cards. Oh, sugar for Judge Fleischer. Time to play Judge Fleischer. Adam, do you have any idea how much stress and turmoil I went through just saying, hey, let's send them a card? There is nobody in this chat or on this earth that could coordinate that. Listen, Rebecca, I know what you're about to say, but you didn't see the questions I was getting asked about a card. So no, you couldn't. I know you're elite. I know this. But Adam, if you could get 3 people into the courtroom on his birthday and have any kind of costume, then you're superhuman. Oh yes, but the back, not the front. Oh, don't you start with me, I swear. I'm gonna find out where you live if you start with me.
All right, it's showtime.
Yeah, let's go.
Doesn't matter when his birthday is, send the card right now. December.
Come on.
He says he's gonna tackle me.
I'm gonna be nice since
Get
it's
him.
not an arraignment.
Oh,
Just real quick, Judge, I've got Limonta on your docket. It's a registration situation. He's already asked for the registration. It's just gonna take a couple more weeks.
Something interesting happened today, but I was glued to chat and I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna try to look for it real quick. Something interesting happened. Was it that guy? I think it was this guy, right? I have no idea what it is. All I saw in the chat was, oh my God, gross, ew, oh geez, oh wow. Happy birthday, KS. Happy birthday. Everybody go into chat and say happy birthday to KS. I'm so happy it's your birthday today. Oh, Terry, I hope you feel better. Is this where it was? I'm gonna press play. This should be it. Get ready because something's about to happen.
this- how are you, Mr. Justice? Well, you picked up another case, man. Shh.
Order in the court.
You now stand charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On November 13th, 2024, at the Harris County Sheriff's Office Jail, the complainant, a detention officer, witnessed the defendant pull his pants down, grab his erect penis, and look directly at the complainant as he moved his hand in an up and down motion while holding onto his penis. The defendant was restrained and placed in a separate cell, and when he was brought back,
Speaking of penis, bonjour.
he exhibited aggressive behavior and threatening behavior to the complainant.
Who's the complaining witness?
A detention officer,
Sure. Just give me a last name.
Last name is Castellano,
Okay. Female?
female, yes.
Okay. Mr. Justice, I'm going to order you as a condition, or as a condition of your bond, not to have any contact with this detention officer whatsoever. Do you understand? I'm going to sign a court order. I don't know how we're going to do this, Stephen, how do you?
You might have to just move them off the floor where this detention officer is normally assigned to.
Okay, because I don't want you to have any contact and I don't want you to engage in this behavior again. I don't want to have to put you in ag-sag. You know what that is? Yeah, that's where you're literally by yourself 23 hours a day. If I find that you're pick up any more
I'm in.
cases,
23
exhibit this
hours a
type of
day.
behavior,
Yes.
I'm going to order you to put into ag-sag. We've done it with another person and they literally sit by themselves in a one-person cell for 23 hours a day and they let them out for 1 hour a day. Consider when you're at the jail, behave yourself, because if I find it continues again, that's it.
Thank you, Irish. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Do you mind filing those bond conditions?
Yes, yes, no contact.
Yeah, no contact with the jailer, the whole name on the order,
Yes,
and then no weapons as well, and then we'll have him sign it, and then I'd
thought
like
it
it
was
filed so that the
longer.
jail knows. I don't know.
I thought it was much longer. It felt like chat was going off for much longer than this. Did we miss something?
Okay, all right, Mr. Justice, I'm gonna have you speak with Connor here. We're gonna figure out how to go forward. Do you know, have you looked anything about the felony so far, have you?
No, we were in here a couple weeks ago. I'm sorry, Judge, I haven't looked at this any
Okay.
since, but yeah, we were just waiting on
Took the
that.
wine away, Tab.
It didn't look like there was even an offer on there yet.
No, there is an offer, 4 years, right?
This is for TDC.
For TDC?
I don't see an offer on the felonies, Your Honor.
I thought there was an offer. We'll set it for the day after the felony and then we'll come back. And see.
Sounds good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Justice, behave yourself, man. Okay, Mike, what was your gentleman's name? Oh, Burrows, right? Come up, Mr. Burrows.
Also, we did I was in the process of appealing this on Friday. I was going back and forth with Nathan.
Appealing.
Appeal for a P-tip. And
Oh, so they denied him?
No, we're almost there. P-tip, the decision, and then this came, so I'm waiting till I get talk to you. I told him about this on Friday. He drove straight to the free trial services. But that's what's going on with him.
But I don't understand what you're saying about appealing. What are you?
No, I'm doing a P-tip appeal because he's not necessarily allowed to P-tip what the situation is, so I did.
You mean you're doing a mitigation pack?
I already did it. Everything's turned in. I did everything, mitigation packet.
They said yes.
I don't know yet.
Oh, you don't
So we're
know?
going back and forth, and then I stopped that because I literally, I got that report right then and there. I was going back and forth with Nathan on Friday.
Do you guys have any guidance on Burrows?
Hey.
It looks like he's filed for the diversion program for the DWI.
Amanda? Is that
Or
your
just
name?
whether he's been accepted into the program.
No, are you Amanda? I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She works for the recovery again.
Okay.
So I believe that Nathan he was waiting because there was a previous DWI that was filed out of county. and he was waiting to receive the OR from that previous DWI.
mean,
Because we don't know, it might have been dismissed.
Charlotte Fozzie knows, ask him.
No, it was dismissed. I gave him the dismissal paperwork and it was because there was nothing on
But
it.
I still have to know too, so I can take the appropriate action as far as bond condition. You know?
Happy to email
Go ahead.
Nathan right now. I think we just received the OR this morning.
It's all I really want. Like, I just want a week. I just want a week away in like a soft, clean bed with like white covers, you know what I mean? With candles and a laptop or just my phone. I don't really care. And maybe something on the TV in the background with all kinds of food and drink for 1 week. Do they have that? Where people just like bring me food without talking to me, put it outside my door and just go away. I don't need hot food. I've never eaten hot food. Just, I'll get it when I get it. I'm waiting for somebody in chat to say, come to my house. I'll do that for you. The address is in Discord and on his website.
Where from and when?
From Galveston County. Let me look for the judge.
This case has been open since June, and I'm just now finding out that he had.
I didn't know it either because he thought it was expunged because it says interest adjustments, no evidence for DWI. Basically, it was like he had no, it was nothing, just got thrown out. So that being said, he said he didn't do anything. That's whatever. That's that. But
you don't even know my level of delusion. Get me into that cell. You don't even know how delusional I am. I think people are going to be nice to each other every day.
Yeah, I think it had been, I think that we are all in agreement that it was dismissed. I think Nathan just wanted the copy of the offense
What
report.
year was it?
1 second, Judge.
Mike Hunt.
Yes, Judge, the DWI is from 2019.
Yeah, I probably would have put an interlock on him.
but the reasoning on the dismissal, he put it on there.
And now he's still consuming alcohol, Mike.
That's what I'm saying. He's here to tell you. I don't believe that's the case. He swears up and down he didn't. He puts.
I have a scram.
I understand that, and he puts some like crazy amount of makeup on him, and the alcohol. It's. I gave you the pictures of it also. It's called alcohol decant.
Yep. That's what that lawyer just said, straight faced to the judge. His monitor went off because of makeup, because of all the alcohol and makeup. Bitch, if there was alcohol in here, we would have been drinking this for years. Maybe we were, I don't know.
What's it called? Hang on, he can explain to you, but I have it here.
I have pictures
The
of.
nature alcohol can be mistaken for alcohol consumption. I know.
I have these pictures. It has no date. It has no.
To give you context to it, I have the dates here. Those are just pictures of the close-up makeup, but he was DJing on those particular dates. And I have it right here because I was trying to get it in the club.
And I guess drinking while DJing, right?
No, he said he wasn't. You talked to him. I wasn't there. It
Well,
was DJ Sidney Ray, October 31st at this place.
Speaking of marketing, so I'm not at all even a tiny bit happy with the merch that I have on Redbubble. It's terrible. It's just really bad. And maybe if you get a t-shirt, you're okay. Try getting a book bag. No, it's or or the leggings. The leggings are terrible. So I found there's this 16-year-old kid in school who's qualified, like he went through these rounds and he's qualified to go to the next round of this business startup competition where he gets money if he has this business plan, blah, 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 blah. And he has, I mean, he has stuff at his house to make t-shirts and things like that. So I'm keeping Redbubble up. If you want merch, it's in Redbubble. But him and his mom, she's a single mom. It's just him and her. They live together. Well, obviously, he's her son. And they're doing this together. They're going all in for this school thing. He's starting to design me some custom. So what I think I'm going to do in Discord is I'm going to create a channel when he's ready to say custom merch. And this is where you can just tell this kid whatever you want. I want a shirt, I want a blanket, I want da 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 da. And all the money, 100% of the money goes to the kid and the mom. I get $0 for any of the merch. So when that's ready, I'll let you know. And then maybe we can get some pictures of this kid's merch on you guys. That would be awesome. But Redbubble is still going to stay up. So you can go and you can get, the crazy bath mat with a logo this big right in the center, or the blanket, the big blanket on your bed. What do you mean? You want to judge Fleischer shirts? I have Spank You with Jail Time. I have, what's the big one? Stuck Like Chuck. On this site right here on my Redbubble. Do you want house jail? Okay, I can make a house jail, no problem. I'll make a house jail. Or, I mean, I'm going to make a house jail because you want me to. But if you just wait a little bit, you can order a house jail from the 16-year-old. Okay, that one's a good one too. Oh, you don't know how much I love. I have that one. That's already done. You don't know how much I love oversized coffee mugs. I get offended when someone gives me a coffee mug. Like, what the heck is that? That's 3 sips of coffee. I need something bigger. Oh, sugar. I was 15 seconds
That was the day
away.
in question. And then this is October. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
October 27th.
I have here that you're consuming alcohol. I have here that the consumption is October 26th,
Yeah, that's the, I believe in
October 30th,
November 9th.
November 9th. Oh, and October 9th. So
That was, yeah.
I have 4 different events that you're consuming alcohol.
For October 9th, Your Honor, that was whenever you told me to put the scram on, and I put the scram on right after that. And then those other 3 dates.
So you're allegedly consuming alcohol the day I tell you to put it on.
No, he did it. That's the day, and then he put it on. No, that's the violation. We addressed that.
I have a positive for alcohol on the 9th of October.
Not from the scram, I think.
Yes.
October 26th.
I sent him on 10/9. So Felicia,
Yes, sir.
so we sent him for a POC test on 10/9 on that time. Did he test positive for alcohol?
Yes, sir.
Why on earth are we just now getting the violation?
The violation
No.
was already addressed.
That was addressed.
Yes, that violation was already addressed in a previous BVR. They started to put it in that section, that's why I didn't highlight it, but I
Did I
don't,
address that BVR?
yes, and that's when we amended the conditions.
Dude, I never wear makeup, ever. And my clothing, I find the baggiest, oldest t-shirts and leggings I can find. I have to wear makeup now because Fozzie got me a freaking camera.
To put a scrap.
Okay, so now we have alcohol consumption as a second violation on top of all this.
For the scram itself.
I've been very grateful for the second chance you gave me. That was from the makeup that I applied to myself, and I was just ignorant to the fact that that would actually set off my scram device, but I have not consumed another alcohol beverage at all. Those are also the days that I was working, I was entertaining, I did not consume another alcohol beverage at all, so I've been very grateful. I'm not stupid, I wouldn't consume another alcoholic beverage after you put the scram device. in the
Mr.
cell.
Burrows, I told you at every single stage of this game, do not put anything into your body that could be positive for alcohol. It is
I don't even buy clothes. I bought clothes lately. I bought an outfit for stream that is so good. It's not here yet though. It is so good. It's the first thing I bought in so many years that I was like, wow, that's me.
Your responsibility
No,
to know
no, I don't.
what you can and cannot use. You're old enough to know that actions have consequences.
Yes,
And
sir.
here we are. I've already let you go one time with a positive for alcohol. When I told you not to consume, you literally tested positive on the day that we sent you for the test. And now we have another 3 positives for alcohol.
I don't think that's all, that's the part, the other parts, yeah, but the first part, that's not, he didn't test positive.
He tested positive 10-9.
No, that was,
It was a positive urinalysis test, and because of that, we amended the.
And because of that, I amended the conditions. I did not put him in jail. I put the scram on him.
yeah, but we addressed that he didn't go in and like.
I got it.
It's not 2 tests, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay,
You're right.
but he's continuing to consume. Stephen,
The scan reports are also in your email. I'm not sure if you viewed them, but we got the notice of the records as well for all of those things.
have you seen that?
I have whatever I was sent yesterday.
That's it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bros. What am I supposed to do? Just let you go again?
No, sir, I'm not asking to, and I did not consume any alcohol. It was just yes, sir. The products that I put on, and I just was not aware that that was set off that. And it was makeup, sir. That's all it was.
Do you have any idea how many filters are on me right now? I'm lying to all of you. That's fine because it's not like you guys are showing your faces.
I didn't consume an alcohol beverage at all.
That party is 10:31 and I have here 10:26, 10:30, and it's you're telling me that you put this makeup on November 9th? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, sir, it's for my TikTok, and I have the videos of it also, sir. I do cosplay, and I just put on those products, and that was the sweat from it. I had no idea that that would actually get inside my blood system and and set that off.
You have levels?
Yes, they're in the scrim report.
What is it?
I have
It's like a peak of 0.08, and then.
He's a 0.08.
yes.
You're telling me that makeup made you a 0.08?
Those are the days I was at work.
No,
I don't believe it for a second.
no, nobody believes it. Nobody believes that makeup made you a 0.08. Like, come on. Like, how did he stand there and say that? He goes with you. He goes with you for lying. Put him in contempt of court.
I don't believe it for a second. I'm sorry. A
Understand.
0.08 because of makeup?
Yes, sir. I understand. I promise you I have not consumed alcohol at all.
I'm sorry, dude.
I
That's
understand.
it.
Yes, sir. I understand.
With you.
I understand. Yes, sir.
And possibly believe that makeup is going to make you as intoxicated as having 6 to 8 drinks. Sorry, Mike. Of course. But where's mom? Are you mom? Come on up, mom.
Yo, he could have told us what makeup he bought. I want some of that. I want all of that.
Thank you so much for
Head
coming.
to toe, I'll be made up.
I want you to understand that the last time we were here, your son tested positive for alcohol, and I told him that there was absolutely just no tolerance. And I advised him to know what you put in your body, because it doesn't matter if you test positive. I go through a whole spiel: tequila, lollipop, hair dye, just cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, whatever it may be. You test positive, I'm going to end up revoking your bond. We've already asked him once. I put a monitor to ensure that he's not consuming alcohol. This is not the first time we were here with the DWI. We're here yet again on another one. I understand that the other one was dismissed, but I guess it wasn't enough to catch his attention. And now we're here yet on another one, and he's continuing to consume. And it's not just once, it's not twice, it's not thrice, it continues to happen. So as a result, I have to show him that we need
Yo, my biggest nightmare would be my mom defending me in front of a judge. I'd be dead.
business. And as a result, I have to put him in custody.
I've been on him, and I know hasn't been drinking, but, can argue, but, I know he hasn't drank.
He has to know that you're on bond for a very serious case. We've asked you and told you not to use anything that has alcohol in it. And I cannot believe that makeup will cause you to be a 0.08. That's literally the legal limit, 0.08. That's usually someone consuming, a typical drink is around 0.02. So to get to a 0.08 in whatever,
Nothing,
based
absolutely nothing.
time frame and everybody's different, but it's a lot. So I'm sorry, ma'am. That's why we put him in. Mike, I'll set the bond at 5,000. I don't know, what's it at now? Okay, I'll set it at 5,000.
Oh, no, my mom
so
would
it's not-
show. My mom would show because she would want to be heard.
Then we'll see, Brand,
Do you have an ex parte motion? Should I come back?
no?
Okay.
You want money?
My investigator does.
As long as it's reasonable, I'm okay,
Okay, so I'll just give her the order.
Okay, even if he's drag, even if he's doing drag or, the special effects, there's nothing in makeup that would make him a 0.08. Nothing.
Her number never.
Yeah, have her put it in the queue. Is it for a DWI?
No, it's for an evading.
How much do you want?
Actually, Jim Willis's office filed it for me, but you
Okay.
put whatever you think is fair.
I don't know.
Did you ever get drunk on set in the
225.
middle of a movie because you have makeup on?
I will always give money as long as it's reasonable, If it's like 10 G's,
No.
I need 10 G's, Judge.
Doesn't charge that much yet.
that's why. I know that he's pretty costly, so
But he does incredible work.
I
Yeah.
understand, but as long as it's reasonable, I'm okay with.
Okay, Judge says as long as it's not 10 G's. So, all right, let's make up a scheme where Judge will send us 9,999. Judge, I'm just kidding. We don't want your money.
The brand.
It's in your queue, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All of it.
Okay, I signed it for you.
Thank you, sir.
For sure.
Have an uneventful day, and I'll see you later.
On your dates?
Okay.
On your dates, isn't it? Come on.
Try and see you.
Hi,
3 of them with Chisholm, but there's a due.
she's here.
You have to do 2 first.
Miss Oko.
Muted. Good morning, Judge. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I've never tipped my makeup artist.
Morning, how are you?
I think we've got 2 or 3 of them this morning. But I think the first one would be Mr. Thurman. No.
No, Amy's working on Thurman. It's gonna have to be.
Mr. Jalen Damon.
And,
Yeah. Jamin Dalen.
and then the other one is a waiver that you agreed he's gotta come up and sign. Miss Udo has to wait because she's in the female unit, so she can't be brought out at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And Ms. Udo, did we get anything back from the AG's office?
I did. I'm gonna be opposed for like 3 different reasons, but we'll get to that in a second. Because you'll probably want to be for this one.
Hey,
For that
you need to
one.
bring someone out.
Well, I think Steven's working on the first 2.
So Damon looks like a little kid, man. He looks like he's 15, huh?
Actually, well, that's part of the issue. He's a juvenile.
That's part of the issue. Yeah, and he hit 18. He just hit 18.
Well, and I want to explain once he comes out, is he's not eligible for a bond, but I'll get to
You sign waiver?
No, he's under the ICJ, so because it's a juvenile compact agreement, it's the same as the ICA agreement for adults, is the juveniles fall under the same provisions. However, because he turned an adult now, is that an adult waiver can comply with the fugitive juvenile case. However, if he refuses, we have to do a requisition from the defendant jurisdiction. So that's why he wanted a bond. He's entitled to ask for one, but I'm gonna requisition just the same as Silver Health. So.
Morning, gentlemen. Both of you, well, let's see. So we're doing a waiver on this gentleman. right?
Mr. Johnson is the waiver, and then Mr. Demond.
Yes. Yes. All right. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. All right, Mr. Johnson, you are wanted out of Rutherford, Tennessee for violation of a protective order. Are you waiving formal extradition, sir? Okay, we wish you the best of luck. Now, is it Mr. Damon?
That's because it's still caked in your nose.
Damon. Damon. So it's Damon is your last name.
Sorry.
So,
I'm
Mr. Damon, you are wanted out of,
sorry.
I think it's Sacramento, right?
Thanks, Judge. He's wanted for robbery and minor violating laws of defining crime. But because he was a juvenile at the time of the offense and a juvenile court has jurisdiction in Sacramento County, is that under the ICJ, he's not eligible for the bond because it is the equivalent to the adult interstate compact agreement. However, because he is an adult now, if he signs a waiver, just as any other non-minor would, is that it would comply with the ICJ for waiving. However, if he refuses extradition, then we will requisition the demanding jurisdiction to come get him the similar way that we would for a governor's warrant. But it will go through the ICJ system and not through the typical.
It's not gonna.
Because it was one of those, it's an unusual part because they're supposed to be detained in the juvenile separate, but because he committed an offense as an adult, he was originally held in the adult detention center, which is appropriate because when he was charged.
Yeah, but is it one of those issues where the compact gets involved and
it is, but
it's gonna take forever just to get him out?
Well, they have a shorter span for extraditing juveniles. I can't give you a time frame because it's when they submit the form, they have 5 days. I don't know how long that takes, and I don't want to lie, just making up a time. And so it's whenever the form
I miss teasing and feathering. I miss the hairspray. I miss it. I miss it.
is submitted, but they're generally very expeditious because there's not as many juveniles that are extradited. And so just by sheer numbers.
Have you, Ms. Chisholm, have you spoken to Mr. Damon here?
Yes, I have. And
Aquanet. Actually, I don't really have any hair. This is a wig.
he, like I said, he's just 18. He just graduated out of high school and plans to go to PV. Had plans to go to PV, I believe.
Plans to do
actually
what?
He had plans to go to PV Prairie View. So, and for him, this is coming out of left field for him. So, I'm not entirely sure if we can get a time frame since he's not eligible for a waiver. Is that what I'm hearing, Mr. Day?
No, eligible for a bond.
I'm sorry, for a bond. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Right, because the warrant was from 2023, but then he picked up an evading and then that was dismissed. And then he picked up a.
Ah, you mean the comment I deleted? You made that comment. And then you said, I listened to you, Kathy. And I said, I just deleted your comment. That was, John, that was hilarious. I was in tears today.
Unlawful carrying of a weapon charge, and that's still on bond, but it's still open. And so it didn't trigger until the second one made bond.
I would have a problem giving an 18-year-old the bond because I don't know how he would even get back to California. When I was 18, I didn't have a pot to piss in, you know? Much less get a ride all the way to California, you know? That's be tough. I mean, have you spoken to any family members, Ms. Oko?
I've got his mom's name is Maisha. I've not been able to reach out to her. Not just yet. But that's the only person that I've got so far for him. So unless he has another number for me to call.
Because I
remember when they first gave us I don't remember what they're called, but you'll know. Okay, the little machine with the steam that comes out and you pick up the pink roller and you pop it on and you let it get all steamed up. What was that? It changed our whole lives, that little machine where the steam came up.
I can't imagine he has money to, you know.
And I mean, regardless, I mean, it's one of those, the cart before the horse because he can't make the bond because he's not eligible because of the compact between the states. And
There's a lot of things at play now, Mr. Damon. One of the things that you have to understand is that you are a flight risk because you have a fugitive case from California. You're wanted.
There was a hair remover. Were they just steamrollers? But there was a name to the steamrollers. There was a name. What was it?
Out of California. So even if I set you a bond now, you would probably have to make almost 100% of it. There's no 10%, there's no 20% because you have a fugitive case. So it's not your typical bond that you would have. Not only that, if I were to set you a bond and you make it, we give you 2 weeks from the day that you're released to make it all the way back up to Sacramento. You're 18. I don't know if you have a means of being able to do that. And I don't know who you have in your life that's able to do that. But regardless, even with all that said,
The Caruso curlers. The Caruso curler. That's what it was.
because you were a minor when all this happened, the interstate compact comes into play. And that may even prevent me from even setting a bond in this case. Okay, so there's a lot to figure out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you go back, talk to your lawyer, and then
right, if he chooses not to waive today and he wants to refuse extradition, then I have to contact our liaison, who we have at the local office.
I'm sorry, honey, but you missed it. We grew up in the greatest time. I felt bad for you. It's all electronics for you.
Is here, and they will contact the offices out in California to start a requisition form to bring them over.
Basically what we do here is we don't fight the underlying case. Like you're charged with robbery, you're also charged with another case out of Sacramento. What happened there, what's going on, that doesn't matter. The only thing that we're concerned about here is, are you Mr. Damon? That's what we fight here, identity, so to speak. So when people waive, it's, hey, that's not me. You know, I'm a different John Smith. You know, here are my fingerprints, yada, yada. And so we try to figure out that. So that's what's going on here. Okay. If you refuse to waive extradition, we give that jurisdiction a limited amount of time to come pick you up. And if they don't come pick you up, we release you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you refuse extradition, if you refuse to waive.
Adam, that was an accident. I just meant to remove the word cocaine from my chat, and someone said something which popped the chat up when I hit click, and it banned you. I unbanned you right away. You should be good. Adam, say something. Blink twice if you're still here.
Then essentially they're going to go back and they'll either get a governor's warrant, or because it's with the interstate compact, it's something completely
It's a different system. It's a requisition. It's equivalent to a governor's warrant in terms of forcing
And
extradition.
then that usually takes, are we still talking the 90 days?
I really don't know. That's why, because the last one was within a week. I mean, it's very, very quick because again, there's not a lot of interstate extradition for juveniles, and so it's a much smaller pool of people.
Because you were juvenile at the time and then turned the age of
I think you're a hacker because I ban you every day and you're here.
majority. It's a mess. Okay, so I'm gonna have you go back. I'll have you talk to your lawyer. You guys tell me what you want to do, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and then I'll have her advise you. Okay. All right, guys. Good luck,
Yes,
Mr.
I'll
Johnson.
I'll talk to him in a second.
John, are you married? Is anybody else other than Rue living in your house? I do love you, Bren, so much. John, I would never ban you, but are you married? Are you married? Does anybody live in your house? No. Okay. You don't have to get up this early. I'm just saying, if I lived by myself, I would always be sleeping. I would never get up this early, even if Rue needed me. Rue, I'll be with you later.
Right, so 2 weeks from today. Okay. Okay, guys.
Chisholm, did you need the other one out too?
Udo, the child support one?
Yes, please. So that way, yes. You said you had other issues, Mr. Day?
Yeah, financial feasibility and the date of the warrant and the fact that I have now discovered she was aware of the warrant. Before I wasn't sure because, yeah, but I'll send
Judge
it.
approaching on Dixon, Coriel Dixon. She's here. This was the case to get her GED She has enrolled in now into the free program now that we've gotten that sorted out.
Have you seen it?
Tomorrow. I've seen what they've sent her, but you know, her classes, because we were here last Wednesday, and we just gave her a weekend. Now she's into that free program. She did do an interview at HEB. She's still waiting to hear back from her. That interview is Thursday, so it's
I hope she will. But she's working on the GED?
Yeah, she's in the free program. That classes start tomorrow, and I asked her to get a timeline of how long, you know, when she's gonna be finished. And again, Judge, she didn't finish the 9th grade, so.
John, are
she's,
you in
know,
Florida? I think you're in
So let's
Florida,
set off
right,
a couple
John?
weeks, like 2 weeks, to see how she's doing. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
Thanks, bud.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here approaching on Mr. Stephen Shelby. You want to set it for trial?
Lori, you look gorgeous. Hi, Terry.
No, he's on my.
Oh, Texas, Fort Myers, Texas. Fort Myers.
It's early. It's 100 days. You
Yeah.
really want to do it that quick?
Because they can't find the complainant and.
Yes, Judge, she's homeless, so our investigator's been looking, so she's currently still looking for her.
You want to give like a last ditch attempt to see if you can either locate the witness?
Yes, Your Honor, and
Or
we
perhaps
I
eval.
would much rather with
we would.
Michael being here, because it's Michael's case. The last 2 times I've been here, I don't think I've spoken to him about it. So I'm kind of getting it on the trial docket to get it on his radar, or,
Going to just set it for next week to see. Michael's in trial now.
but my client has to be here. He's on an ankle monitor.
Hi, Sandra.
We're setting him out to January.
Okay.
That's why.
All right.
I'll
So,
waive his appearance,
okay, next week.
you know?
Okay.
I'll waive it so you don't have to come
All
back.
right.
Just,
Thank
just
you.
make sure he stays in contact.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Whatever you want, Laura. Alan. Hey.
You'll be willing to give me on an off-docket matter?
Of course.
This is regarding Marvin Riggins. He came up.
I need a cause number.
Oh, I do
Please.
apologize. Let me
That's okay.
pull it up right now. Cause number 253-7938.
Riggins.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Regarding PC, I have some issues with it. What the call came in as was a suspicious person standing around a vehicle. Individual just standing there. We get the officer then goes to do a investigation, does a pat down of the individual, finds a clicker. I'm trying to see how do we get from basically standing there around the vehicle.
We do this. When we talk to her, and then we'll do a full PC hearing.
Gotcha.
Right after. Okay, sure. Ms. Oko. Dave, what was her last name?
Miss Okoronkwo Udo is her first name. Yes, Judge, I'm here. Okoronkwo.
That was the last name or the first name?
Last name.
First name is
Oh, I see it, I see
Okoronkwo.
it. Udo.
Yes.
They have it backwards in the system then. Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
You speak English, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it looks like, ma'am, you are wanted out of the state of Jackson, Michigan for failure to pay child support.
I was shocked that, I was shocked when I found out that they have the warrant, which if I knew, I would have done something to take care of it. So I was unaware that they had that.
Well, I gotta be remiss that they don't file child support warrants until it's just at the end of the line where they've told them over and over. They don't just willy-nilly file child
It
support
was being
warrants.
taken out from my pay stub. All of a sudden it stopped. I went to my employer to find out why it wasn't taken.
sorry,
They said
guys.
it wasn't them that stopped it. So I assumed that they stopped it themselves. So I had no, that's why I was clueless.
Absolutely
it.
not now.
And that was
No.
my thought process too, Judge. She was getting it garnished. So it's stopping out of the blue. She didn't really know why it stopped.
It doesn't stop out of the blue. There's gotta be, and
And she doesn't have the power to stop it
regardless-
either.
Regardless, we're not here to fight the underlying case. You're wanted for failure to pay child
fighting to
support, and I
get
think
this
that you have
clip on
something
for
else.
you guys.
Well, part of it is the feasibility for her returning because just, and it's not irony, but in terms of how much she owes and her feasibility to return to cure the warrant in 2 weeks, I spoke with someone in their AG's office, and the warrant's been issued out since 2020. The garnishment is correct, and the last garnishment was in 2023, but because of the way the mechanism of garnishment works, is that she was aware of the warrant at the time, and that's what they claim. But regardless, she is currently in arrears of $41,800. And so for whatever bond the court sets, right, the issue is the feasibility for her actually to return. Now, I'm not opposed to setting a bond, but obviously because of the date of the warrant, the fact that she didn't take care of it for 4 years, that does present an issue. And so with all that, I'm not sure that, I mean, because if it's just a setting up to fail, that doesn't help anybody, right? And so, like I said, I'm not opposed to a bond, but I'm just not sure the feasibility of.
Let me ask you this. Are they really gonna come and spend $4,000 to come get her on a child support case regardless?
Okay, guys. I got the I got it ready. So we're gonna finish this woman if I can figure out a way to get her back. There. And then we're gonna bump over to my other computer, which I logged in. I logged into my other computer because it wasn't uploading. So I got the trial going. Once we're done with her, I think she's twice though. So I think I have to move ahead and find her again. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. And then we'll bump over to the screen, to the trial.
You.
Well, Your Honor, it is child support. I mean, if it was something, I'm not sure how we know she knew about the garnishment and about the warrant itself. This is something that she was paying before it was being garnished, and if I don't believe she knew that she had a warrant out for her arrest. I'm not sure she knew. I don't know how Mr. Day
Well,
is able
when
to
you
help me.
owe around $41,000, I gotta imagine that you know that there's gonna be an issue.
Well, yeah, and I don't have the paperwork, and that's why I just, obviously, if you want the paperwork from the AG's office, because I'm just getting that from their office, is that she was aware. I don't have documentation, like notices, because they sent them out, they sent them out for that, but I can get that if you want, if that's.
Are you here in Houston?
I live in Houston.
One of the main issues I guess I would also have if I set a bond, typically we set bonds that are on $500 to $7,500, but me setting a bond and you paying that bond, because you're going to probably have to pony up 100%, could go toward paying a substantial amount of that child support down. So are we,
And Your Honor, I'll
how's that
talk to her.
fair? Huh?
Oh my God.
I'll go
that's
talk
so
to her to see
cool.
one if it's something that she's able to make, which we spoke before, and she's not able to come up with $7,000. She works with the elderly. She's a sitter for the elderly. So she's a caretaker.
I mean, she may have a halo on top of her head and work for Jesus, but
no,
still owes $41,000 for
no.
kids.
Just I was telling her what she does for a living, not in terms of morality, but just what she does. She does make money, and that's not even, I don't believe it's enough to pay a $7,000 bond. She did give me some contact information for her son. And so I just wanted to see if there was a bond that could be set, and if possible, if there's someone that can help her make it, because she does have a job, and her sitting in jail is not going to help her do anything, whether pay the bond or pay child support.
What say you?
I'll stand down and figure out what's feasible. Like I said, I'm not opposed to a bond. I just.
All right, I guess you guys see if there's something you guys can agree to, but I'm going to tell you now that I'm not going to continue to play this game. You got to pay. I mean, that money's for children. It's for kids. And kids need food, clothes, money to live. And when you have that kind of arrearages, I don't find it very fair when we set you a bond to get you out, but yet those kids don't get the money that should be going to them. How's that fair?
Pennsylvania.
My daughter has been living with me since she was 13 years old. And I don't think they start maybe adding that to the child support. I've been taking care of
And
her.
you need to go back and tell them, hey, guys, she's
I
living
did
with me.
write them and they didn't do anything about that.
So, all right, you guys, I'm gonna have you take it back. You guys see if there's something that you can agree to and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, Judge.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Judge. Mr. Day, I'm gonna call you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Carla.
Judge, I'm gonna put Escobar's in motion right there on your desk. I didn't want to put substitute.
Okay.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, wow, you came down.
I did.
Wow.
Order in the court, please.
Pleasure to have you. All right.
Back again, Josh.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit more.
Guess who's back?
Yes, Judge. So I did speak with Mr. Kalechi, which is Ms. Widow's son, and he is willing to post a bond, and we did come to an agreement. It being a child support case, Mr. Kalechi has another sibling. Both of those children are Ms. Widow's kids. But it looks like what happened was they moved to be with Ms. Udo after their father had absconded. What she did not do was file a motion to modify. And when that doesn't happen, everything stays the same. So even
Well,
though
that's what I was trying to impart to her.
Yes.
Like, if you start living with one of the child that you're paying support, you need to let the court know so they can stop making you pay for support. And they make the other person pay for support.
And this did not happen. And so, I mean, I would assume, me being family law, most times, especially when a mother gets their kids, they're excited to have their kids. So they don't care about what the court has to say. They just keep living their lives. This is what happened. And so when the garnishment stopped, it stopped because the kids hit 18. So typically garnishment will not continue
right.
until
I
after
mean,
they
that
hit
makes sense.
18. And now the youngest, I believe, is 25. The oldest is 32, if I'm not mistaken, from what I spoke with Mr. Kalechi. 26, sorry. So that's kind of what has happened. And
Don't do that. If you look at it, or if you have a mug in your hand, it'll never get done. You have to pretend you don't want it, and then it'll be done.
even the children are kind of worried about, they don't know what's going on, but they do know that it's something that happened in Michigan and they want to help her take care of it. So both of her children are well-to-do kids. She did a great job training them.
What does that mean, well-to-do?
As in, they both have really good jobs, and so they're willing and able to help mom out of the situation.
I guess more specifically, they're able to help pay the bond and secure transport back to Michigan, which was my concern. But I had a secondary concern.
I mean, I have a concern that she's trying to go to Nigeria.
That was my secondary.
He had the same concern as well.
So I want to do the same thing I did with the Mexico yesterday, is that I would move to have her surrender her passport to Melissa until she takes care of the warrant. And so that's what they're trying to figure out right now, is the son's trying to go to the belonging, right, the son?
Yes, the son is trying to go.
And I'll set her a bond if she surrenders the passport, so I know that she's not gonna take flight.
So, I mean.
I won't argue against it.
I
then.
don't know how late Melissa will be here.
Well, we can always roll it to tomorrow as well, you know? It's already noon.
Well, they're trying right now, that's what I mean, is like, as we speak, they're trying to figure out if they're able to get the passport.
The problem is, when she did get picked up, we don't know if HPD has a passport or if it's still in her belongings. So the son is going through her belongings to make sure it's still there.
How did Paria get the passport?
Oh, they went to the evidence room, because it
Anything
depends on
sounds
whether it's HPD or the sheriff's office that makes the arrest.
Paria had the same issue yesterday, and she was able to get the passport from the evidence room. I don't know how, because I don't see a motion that was filed for her to get it.
And I don't know, how they release to whomever.
Because usually you would need like a power of attorney, wouldn't you?
Your Honor, if it's actually held in our property that it was on there, they were arrested, it's basically like a driver's license. The individual can actually sign a form, thumbprint it, and it releases all their property over to that family member.
There you go.
There you go.
So that, okay.
Once
I
you
didn't
get
know
it,
that.
I'll set a bond.
So you want the passport first and then set in the bond?
Yeah, if I set a bond now, she's gonna make the bond, she can, go. I have to first get the passport first, right? Because then if I set a bond now, there's no incentive for her to get.
Okay, is there a way?
That's exactly what we did yesterday.
Is there a way that we can find out if HPD has it?
I wouldn't, I mean, in terms of the property, I can call in, but I don't even know.
Who's the arresting agency? That's what we need.
But I don't know when, because I don't have the office report. When it's a fugitive case and there's no other corresponding criminal case, I don't know if it was, I don't know what area, I don't know where to call. I can start blindly
Do you
calling.
know Paria?
I'm sorry?
Oh, she's in Spain now.
Yeah, she's in Spain. I would be very hard pressed to believe that she's gonna respond to it.
Perhaps Paria Raifi, send her an email. Maybe she'll reply. She's in Spain now. So she zoomed in yesterday and was able to somehow get the passport. And I was gonna suggest talking to her.
Okay.
But I mean, we can, do you want me to hold off?
No, go back. No, not right now. I'm busy.
If we do roll till tomorrow and we still, and we're able, are we able to set up on later on today, or do we have to wait till tomorrow? Give me about 15 minutes. Let me call him. Is that okay, Judge?
I'm jetting within 45 minutes.
Okay,
I'm
10 minutes.
I'm downstairs, so for me.
I'll email you if anything.
And I can set a bond here up until what?
So for right now, I'll carry it over unless I hear something from you.
Got you. Sounds good. I'll call him in a second, see if he finds it.
We'll probably need a waiver withdrawal too.
We have Mr.
Does she, that's if, yes, I mean, I can do that now if you want, for the waiver withdrawal now, or if you want to wait until tomorrow.
Oh.
She waived, so if she wants a bond set, regardless, she's gonna have to withdraw her waiver.
I got you.
So we can do it tomorrow at the same time as passport surrender, because that's to be in person anyways.
I got you. Let's do it tomorrow. I'll be up here tomorrow.
And then she still has Thurman.
I still have Mr. Thurman. I was walking in when I.
Well, let me talk to them and then we'll bring Thurman up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, there was a lot of technical going ons for this stream. I am going to attempt to play this court from another computer. It should work. I don't know why it wouldn't. So let's see. You should all still be able to hear me right now. There should be no reason why you can't hear me right now. All right, this is the one, the smaller one. Now, can you hear me?
That's fine.
Did you hear that? Did anybody hear that? I just need to know that the audio is working. We'll find out in a second. Okay, good. Okay, good. So this is a court case. We're starting with the body cam because I missed the the opening statements. The officer got on the stand and they wanted to play this body camera footage right away, but there was a whole bunch of technical issues in the court. So it took, I don't know, an hour to get everything set up. So I just skipped all that, cut it all out. We're starting with the body cam of the police officer, and this police officer is on stand right now. So we'll hear questions to this police officer as soon as this body cam is over. But we are in court.
You live here?
What?
Do you live here?
I've been here for almost 7 years. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I just want to talk to you while she talks.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Excuse me?
This ain't nothing else.
Mind if I step in?
No, you can step in because I don't want to talk with him out there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep this correct so I can just make sure he's okay over there.
We've been in you can hang up.
Okay, I'll call you back.
We've been in situations.
Who's he to you?
He was my boyfriend.
Okay.
We've been in situations, breaking in and stuff like that. We were in here watching the movie. He must have already been drunk, but we picked him up. We got to drinking more. He sat in front of my sister, made her feel uncomfortable, trying to flirt with her.
So did you let him in initially?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So yeah, upstairs now. I let him in initially. His phone went off. I went to check it. It was a girl that he had cheated on me with before. We read the messages. I asked him to leave. I went outside. He started acting combative. I asked my sister to lock my door, keep my phone in.
There's no way. Hold on. There's no way you saw this. There's no way. I'm sorry. Where did you see this? because no one else gets these. There's absolutely no way you saw this because this is Indiana. Tell me one other channel that does Indiana. Wait till you see the judge, and then you'll remember that you've never saw this because no one else does it. And the guy that goes into the cop car is amazing, amazing, amazing.
My kids, make sure they're good. Went outside, he pulled my hair, that's why it's not a ponytail. He threw me on the floor. He threw a glass, which actually cut the bottom of my foot. My wrist is hurt right now because he took it and he swung it. He bust my window to my truck in the front.
Did you see him bust your window?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
That's a stupid question.
I ended up walking out the other way. And then when I came back this way, I didn't see him. So I thought he was gone.
Well, I was looking out the window and I saw him go this way, and then she came in to hurry and come in, and we closed it.
But then he came like,
and then he was trying, and then he was trying to come in the door, like he was banging on the door.
Does he have previous battery
on
you?
House, yeah, he actually. My dumb ass actually wrote a letter to say that he didn't do nothing, but it's not me that.
Okay.
I don't even want him arrested. If that's not the case, I just want him to.
Yeah, but the thing that's gonna happen is he's gonna leave, and he's gonna come back, and it's not gonna change.
I don't know why not, because
That's not
obviously
okay.
he wants other people. I need 7 years to be able to smile.
Yeah, but it's not okay for him to do what he did. You're injured. He did things that there has to be some type of punishment for that. It's not. You have to respect yourself enough to understand that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna take him to jail tonight. Okay. We're gonna get somebody takes pictures of you, if that's okay with you.
How do I figure out?
Once he leaves, I'll get somebody to take pictures of you and your injuries. Okay? It's not okay. Don't write a letter to them telling them that nothing happened when it did. Okay? You gotta respect yourself enough.
And I got harassed by his family. My daughter got kicked in, and my kids had to stay places before.
I'll write that in my report, and you can look into
Yeah,
it.
because they stay right around the corner on that side and that side.
And you get a protection order. Okay? It starts now, though. Like, there's a firm line. Okay?
I'm fighting for whatever happens.
Okay. All right, well, I'll be right back. Okay? So,
Behind my back. You don't put your hands behind your back. Why am I putting my hands behind my back? Just listen. I'll explain.
Young Devion signature that
Oh,
wasn't yet.
I ain't doing. I ain't did nothing to you. Yeah, y'all professionals, so you should know. Why am I putting my hands behind my back?
so based on what happened tonight,
What happened
you're going
tonight?
to be going to jail.
What happened tonight?
Well, I'll read something to you, and then I'll.
No, you should do that before you put me in handcuffs. First of all.
No, that's part of the
First of all.
process.
For what? What happened? You still not coming. What happened? You don't know. You should tell
Before
me.
I talk to you, I need to read.
You need to
You're right.
tell me before you put me in handcuffs.
No, I don't.
All right.
That's not the law.
Yes, you do. You're supposed to bring me my rights before you put me in handcuffs.
You gotta start transport.
Right or wrong? You should
Wrong.
read me my rights before you put me in handcuffs. Right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong.
You have the
How's
right to
that
remain
wrong?
silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him be present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to
That should have
represent
been
you.
before handcuffs.
Okay. Yeah.
No, and then you stop the
I'm
right.
done.
I'm listening. Yes, you do. That's the whole
Literally,
point of
are you
reading
going to
the
listen
rights.
while I read this to you?
No.
So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need to ask you
But
if
are
you
you
can
listening? Because I
understand.
know the law.
Are you listening? I have to read you your rights before I talk
Before
to
you put me in handcuffs,
That's not the case.
Are you gonna listen or no? Otherwise, she's not even gonna talk to you, and you can just go straight to jail.
and then we can take that to court.
That's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
We'll just do that.
But wait, you can read
Let's
me
walk
my
this way.
rights. Hold on, you can read me my rights. You can read my rights. You can read me my rights.
Walk this way.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I know the law. You're supposed to read me
That's
my
not-
rights.
That's literally not the law.
You're supposed to read
It's
my
not. You
rights.
can look it up when you get
My
up.
Miranda rights, you're supposed to read me my Miranda before you
Stop.
put me in handcuffs.
Stop.
I'm not fighting you, bro.
Then stop.
You're supposed to read me
Spread your
my
legs.
Miranda rights.
Spread your legs from me.
You're supposed to read me my
Spread
Miranda.
your legs from me.
No, you're supposed to read my law. I know the law. You're supposed to read. I do. You're supposed to read
Stop.
my Miranda.
Stop.
Again, you're going to the ground.
I didn't do nothing to you.
You are.
You
You're not
cool.
gonna shove against
I do this, bro. I didn't shove against you.
Yep, we're gonna stay
You're
right here.
supposed to read my Miranda right. Okay. I'm
Stop.
not
Stop.
fighting.
Stop.
You are.
You're not
All right.
listening.
All
So
right,
now
that's
we're gonna go
cool.
to the ground.
That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. But you're supposed to read my render.
All right.
That's cool, you little ass motherfucker. You don't know shit. That's cool. You ain't did shit to me. You young ass motherfucker. You don't know who I am. That's cool. You supposed to read me my Mirandas before anything. Keep talking. Tough ass nigga.
This way.
You can do what you want to. Okay, do what you do. That's cool. I'm telling you. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna move how you move. How you want me to move? How you want me to move? You think I'm stupid? I'm gonna move how you move. You don't know who I am. I promise you. That's cool. Search all you want to. I'm telling you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. You do it. Act tough how you want to. Little nigga. I'm telling you. Do what you want. Do all that. I'm trying to help you. You do not know who I am. I promise you. Okay. I'm agreeing with the little ass tough ass shit you tried. You did shit. I'm trying to help you. I'm gonna sit here, bro. You ain't gotta touch me. I promise you. You ain't gotta touch me. But I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you, young ass nigga. I'm trying to help you. You do not know who I am. I'm trying to help you. Police officer don't make you tough. You ain't got no law. I know what the law is. I'm trying to help you, brother. Don't fall victim to that bullshit. To what they think you know the law. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all public servants. Y'all serve the people. I'm trying to help you. You don't know who I am. I promise you. I promise you. I'm trying to help you. You ain't did shit to me. Trying to tackle me. That ain't shit to me.
So Officer Adams, the rest of the body cam video is that, well, not body cam video, the rest of this interaction with the defendant, is it kind of more of the same?
Yes.
So I first want to be very clear. So in this body camera video, you hear the N-word getting thrown around a bit, is that correct?
Yes.
To be very clear, who is calling who the N-word?
Mr. Perry's calling Corporal Byler, I believe, yes.
Now, I want to back up a little bit. When you first talked to Takesha in this video, did you hear her say, I don't want him to go to jail or anything like that?
Yes.
How often do victims of domestic
I think this is LaPorte, Indiana, Bobby.
violence say something like that to you when you are handling these types of investigations?
I would say it's quite frequently.
Based on your experience, why do they say things like that?
Sometimes they just want a quick temporary fix to a not temporary problem. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of emotions that come with domestic violence situations. There's a bond, there's an attachment. Sometimes there's kids, finances, home. There's a lot of stressors that they have to think about other than just him going to jail.
So after we see what we saw in this body cam video, what did you do next?
After the transport officer came on scene, I then went and spoke with Miss Thomas further.
Is that when you got a more detailed statement about what happened?
Yes.
What happened after that?
After I got her statement,
Yes.
saying, we then went outside and looked more at the
I miss all the time, Fuzzy.
scene.
What observations did you make outside the residence at the scene?
There was broken glass on the sidewalk area. There was a ponytail holder in the grass, and her vehicle's windshield was broken.
And then you were not the evidence tech that day. Did the evidence tech note at least some of that?
He conducted evidence technician work, yes.
So got a more detailed statement from Takesha, you went outside, made some other observations. How did you conclude your involvement in this matter?
I completed a domestic violence referral form with her. Then after that, I then cleared the scene later.
An officer, did all of these events occur in Elkhart County, Indiana?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Thank you, Ms. Rich. Ms. Feinstein, cross-examination, please.
Thank you, Judge. Corporal Adams, when you arrived on scene,
This lawyer is going to give you flashbacks of the Kelly trial lawyer, Kathy, if you've watched that.
the parties had already been separated, isn't that correct?
Yes.
And you had stated that you believe my client was slurring his words and acting belligerent. No one had given him a portable breath test to determine any level of intoxication, is that correct?
Not that I recall.
And Ms. Thomas had stated to you that they had been drinking when she brought him to the house.
I'd have to rewatch the body cam video.
Okay. If I were to tell you that the total amount of time that you were in the house speaking with Takesha was 3 minutes and 40 seconds, would you have any reason to dispute that?
No.
When you came out of the house after the 3 minutes and 40 seconds of talking with Takesha, why didn't you gain any information from Officer Byler about any conversations he would have with my client before arresting him?
At that time, I had probable cause, and typically once I have probable cause on a scene,
You would be right. You would be right. Sorry, I have 2 computers, 3 screens, trying to get this stupid clip playing. So, you know what this guy reminded me of talking to these police officers? He said clearly over and over and over again, you can't cuff me until you read me my Miranda rights. Okay. All right. If you look at this from 10,000 feet in the air, that sounds like it could be a valid point. We all know it's not a valid point. We all know that you have to be read your Miranda rights before you're questioned. Okay. But he's like, no, you can't cuff me until you read me my Miranda rights. And this guy dead ass believes that in his heart when he's talking to these police officers. He believes it's true. And it reminds me of when I used to be married and with my son sometimes, because it makes you question yourself when people are just wrong, but they're so freaking adamant that you're right. Like, I remember getting a call. Mrs. Estrada, this is the school. It's 4:30. Nobody has picked up your kids yet. If you don't get here within 30 minutes, it's $100 for each kid for aftercare. Shit. Well, I told my husband to go pick up those kids today since I was working, and he was not. So I ran, I grabbed the kids, I get home, and I'm like, darling, honey, you forgot to pick up the kids. You didn't tell me to pick up the kids. No, I did. Remember, because I had to work and you don't work? You didn't tell me that I had to pick up the kids. No, don't you remember? I was cooking pork chops with rice roni. Now, that part is important. Just remember that. I was cooking pork chops with rice roni and a vegetable. And I said to you, hey, I have to work Thursday. You have to pick up the kids. And you said to me, they can walk home. And I said to you, the school won't let them walk home. And you said to me, well, I don't know why we always have to pick up the kids. And I said to you, listen, I'm working. You have to pick up the kids. He goes, man, those kids, if we didn't have those kids, maybe you wouldn't have to work so much. And I said to you, well, maybe if you had a job, I wouldn't have to work so much. And then we got mad and we got into a fight. But remember, the whole thing started with me saying, you have to pick up the kids on Thursday. That man looks me dead in the eyes and he says, I don't know what you're talking about. That conversation never happened. Now, in my heart, I know that that conversation happened because I remember it clearly. But I remember I was cooking pork chops. I remember I was cooking rice, but I cannot remember the frickin' vegetable I was cooking. Was it corn or was it broccoli? I can't remember. So he is so adamant that this has never happened. This conversation had never happened. So I start doubting myself because you know what? I can't remember the vegetable I was cooking. Maybe it's maybe this didn't happen in real life. Maybe he's right. No, he's not right. But that's what it's like. That was what it was like living with my son and my husband. Because when they're wrong, they are adamantly wrong. They are so adamant that I start thinking, whoa, 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 maybe I'm wrong here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not wrong. Those officers are not wrong. They know he's wrong, but he's adamant that he's right. Sorry, I should press play.
I detain who I have probable cause to detain at that point, and then I speak with them since the scene is much safer and secured at that point.
And was there ever a conversation with Officer Byler about any conversation he had with my client?
I'd have to rewatch the body cam video probably for that.
So as you sit here today, you don't recall if you ever said to Officer Byler, hey, what did Mr. Perry tell you happened?
I've worked with Corporal Byler for a long time and I know how we work. We work very well together. So every other domestic I've ever been on with him, if there's something that needs to be said, he will say it to me.
So, but that's not in your report, correct?
What is not my report? I'm sorry.
There's nothing in your report about Mr. Perry's side of the story, correct?
Well, that's why I tried to read him Miranda to speak with him.
Okay, but you didn't need to read Officer Byler Miranda to get his side.
Lies. What do you mean he admitted he forgot? Lies. No, he didn't.
For his information from Mr. Perry.
No, typically when I'm the primary officer, I like to speak with both. It's easier than getting a third party. I want to speak directly to him to see what he has to say. And that way I get a more accurate description of what happened.
But you weren't able to do that because of the issue with the Miranda.
Yeah, because I kept getting interrupted when I was reading it.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you didn't get it from Officer Byler either, correct?
Correct.
So the arrest was made with just Ms. Thomas's version, correct?
Correct, because he wouldn't tell me.
I honestly don't think that would help. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 1,000 thank yous. I am going to. 12 and 3. Do you mean Eastern Standard Time by any chance?
His version, because I couldn't read Miranda. Right, because I wanted to speak directly with him.
And her sister that was there, she didn't have any information either to gain.
There was nobody else that directly witnessed the incident, the physical altercation.
The alleged physical altercation?
Yes.
Even though she was in the living room?
Yes, I asked her on the porch later if she had witnessed it.
Right.
Yes.
And she was in the house the entire evening, correct?
She said she did not witness what took place outside.
But she did, during that initial video, say that she was there when he was told to leave and tried to open the door again, correct?
I believe so, and then she ended up shutting it, I think.
Right. So she was there, but she's saying that she did not see anything occur, correct?
I believe so.
Also, at the time that you had left the house after speaking with Ms. Thomas, you had not seen her car, the damage to her car at that time either, correct?
No, not initially, correct.
Now, what if Ms. Thomas had been making all of this up?
So based on my observations, based on the call notes, based on me coming on scene, observing glass on the sidewalk and then going and speaking with her, and her statement advising that there was broken glass, she cut her foot, and she had injury to her wrist. Based on all of that, I had probable cause at that time.
You hadn't seen the glass on the sidewalk until after you came out of the house though, correct?
Corporal Byler was lighting it up with his flashlight as I walked up.
As you walked into the house?
Before, yes. It was on the sidewalk in front of the home.
You saw that when you were walking into the house?
On the sidewalk, walking up to the house.
When did you observe the empty cell phone case?
I don't recall. I believe Corporal Byler advised me that he observed an empty cell phone case. I don't recall observing it. I'd have to watch the body cam video for that. I'm sorry.
When did you observe the ponytail holder?
It was in the grass after I had spoken with Ms. Thomas.
This ponytail holder is a big deal, guys. Oh, there's more body cam. Don't you worry. And there's body cam tomorrow.
I'm sorry, what did you say about the cell phone case? That it was Officer Byler that saw that?
Yeah, he advised me that he observed an empty cell phone case. I don't recall seeing that. I'd have to rewatch my body cam video probably for that part of it.
If I may approach.
You may.
I'm gonna show you your report.
Ms. Schweinsker, we'll need to mark that as a defense exhibit, even if it's not actually admitted. So we'll mark that as end of. And I don't even
I have one as A already. Or wait, I'm trying to have A, B, and C.
So then we need to mark this as D. Okay.
I should definitely be a co-pilot. It's what I was born to be. People who are going places should definitely listen to me because I know how to get there. Do not worry.
Do you recognize this document? Sorry.
Just this front page?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is it?
It is my narrative.
And can you, just to refresh your recollection, can you read this paragraph here out loud?
Yep.
Do we approach? Yes, come on up.
I tried to cut out all the approaches to the bench, but I don't really remember this one. Hold on, I'm going to try to fast forward. I think I missed this one. Can't get to the fast forward button because the share screen is in the way. This right here.
Thank you. Do you believe that your report has helped refresh your memory?
Yes.
Okay. So if I were to ask you again, if you observed glass on the sidewalk on the front of the house What would your answer be?
Yes.
That you did?
Observe the glass?
Yes.
Yes.
And, was that you observing that or Officer Byler?
That was me. Yes.
And the empty cell phone case? You observed that?
Yes. Corporal Ballard also, he also did advise me that he observed that as well. That's what I was remembering.
Thank you. Now, she showed you a cut on her foot, correct, Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
And she said that she had stepped on glass, is that correct?
She had gotten it from the glass.
Okay. She also had on a white t-shirt, is that correct? Do you recall that from the video?
No, I can't say I do. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I remember there's writing on it.
Would it surprise you to learn that the timeline of events as far as the way Ms. Thomas states things occurred differ in the video versus different accounts?
Did we approach?
Yes.
About my client's cell phone and the messages that she had received, the messages that had been on the cell phone,
Yeah, that she had read messages on his cell phone.
and that she had been concerned about him flirting with her sister or causing her sister to feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Have there been cases where you've been involved in situations like that where women have been upset about situations similar to this and then have changed their story and said something has happened and then changed and said it has not happened?
Can you
made it up, basically?
Made up the story?
I always go for dads, not brothers.
Like no truth to it at all?
Now you're my stepson.
Made it up. Have you ever encountered that?
Of people making up stories? Generally, or like specific to these exact details? Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to clarify. Okay.
You get called to a situation and there's an argument that occurs because some woman feels that their man is cheating on them and that type of situation.
Sure.
And you agree that my client was upset when, he was put into handcuffs? Would you agree that he was upset?
Yeah.
I'll pass the witness.
I never got mad before.
Officer, why keep the parties separate in this kind of case?
For officer safety reasons, also to make sure that we're getting clear-cut stories.
Are these considered pretty volatile situations?
Yes.
Do you sometimes have to make quick decisions?
Yes.
Are there times in which you get a statement from a victim and you don't make an arrest?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Schweinsker was asking, a woman mad at their men and completely make something up with no truth to it whatsoever. So kind of specific facts like this, like you were asking about, how often do you come across that?
Not very commonly, with no truth to them.
Now, are there typical behaviors you will see in domestic batterers at the scene?
Yeah.
What kinds of behaviors do you see?
It's just a range of emotions, I think. Sometimes it's angry, frustration, those types.
Do you find that sometimes these suspects are trying to maintain control over the situation?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Looking at all those behaviors, does that influence how much credibility you give their statement?
Yeah.
Now, in this particular case, officers responded fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Suspect was still there.
Yes.
Did it appear to you that this was a fresh incident?
Yes.
Would it also be fair to say that really minutes went by between 911 call and you speaking to Takesha?
Yes.
I have no other questions.
Thank you. Recross, Mrs. Weinster.
What would cause you to say that you feel that it was a fresh incident?
Due to the call, the dispatch, the call notes advised he was.
I went like 4 hours the other day and I thought I was going to die. My headache was so bad. I just, nope, can't do it.
On the property. I'd have to refer to the notes, but I believe it said he was on the porch. When we got there, he was still on the porch.
What percentage of cases would you say, if you can put a percentage on it, that when someone calls the police and says, I've been battered, that you go to the scene and the alleged perpetrator is gone versus they're still there?
I think it depends on the time frame of when it happened. If there's been a long time frame, they might not be there. The percentage would probably go up of them not being there.
Did Mr. Perry seem like he was in a rush to go anywhere when you guys showed up?
Not at that time. Not my initial. No.
And previously, I believe you testified that he appeared calm. Is that correct?
My initials observations of him, yes, as when we were walking up to the house.
No further questions.
Thank you. Ms. Rich.
Officer, you testified that this defendant was calm, not in a hurry. Did he also appear to be intoxicated?
Yes.
Now, we heard in your body cam just now that Takesha gave you a narrative and an order of events of what happened, including when she called 911, correct?
Yes.
So based on her statement, the evidence and the call notes, that would also led you to believe that this was more of a fresh incident?
Yes.
I have no other questions.
Thank you, Ms. Weinsker.
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now is your opportunity to ask questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. I see at least one form raised. The bailiff will collect any forms. Folks, are there any other juror questions? Looks like we have at least one more. Council approach, please. All right, Corporal Adams, there is one question which the court will permit to be asked based upon the juror questions, and the question is this: what items did the officers find in the grass?
Located in the grass was the ponytail holder.
Ms. Rich, does the state have any follow-up questions based upon that question?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Swinsker?
Yes. What happened to the ponytail holder?
So, from the states that I see jury trials in, more trials than not, I see juror questions. Arizona, Indiana, New Jersey, Colorado, not all Colorado. But I see juror questions more than I don't see juror questions, which is weird because I don't think I see them in Michigan at all. Do we ever see juror questions in Michigan or Kansas?
What did you do with it?
Nothing. I didn't.
So
Or did
after
you trade it?
after the prosecuting attorney gets to question the witness, after the defense gets to question the witness, after rebuttal questions, the judge stops and says, "Juries, do you have any questions for this witness?" And they write them down. And then they bring the questions up to the judge, and both defense and prosecutor come up to the judge, and they find out first, do they want to answer the questions? They don't always answer the questions. And second, it has to be for this witness. So it can't just be any question. All right. So they decide whether they want to answer the questions or not. And normally it's the prosecutor that asks the court questions to the witness. Although a lot of the trials that I see, the actual judge asks the question to the person in the witness box. And then after the jury's questions are answered, then these two get to, oops, I can't see. Then these two, the prosecutor and the defense attorney, they get to re-question if they want to, re-cross-examine based on those questions, but only based on those questions. And I saw a lot of text while I was talking, but you can't talk to me while I'm talking because I don't know what you said. Yeah, so the jurors write, yeah, yes, Fozzie, yes. The jurors write the questions down, and then the bailiff submits it to the judge, and then the judge brings up the prosecutor, brings up the defense attorney. They all go over the questions, and then they decide what they want to answer, if they want to answer them. I don't think I've ever seen Texas. You're right. You're right. You're right. I've never seen Texas. Speaking of Texas, I got two things from Texas coming up. I got a trial in courtroom 10. Remember, Judge went to courtroom 10 for a week while Juanita was on vacation. I'm going to try to get this audio. Also, courtroom 4, Judge is in court 5. Courtroom 4 open today. I've never seen courtroom 4 open again. I recorded it all. You don't get to see the judge. I don't know if anything good happened or not, but I don't care. Even if the clip is not good, I am absolutely showing you guys courtroom 4. I don't care if it's boring or not. Talk to yourself in chat if you're bored.
No.
You left it there?
Yes.
When did you find that after you turned your body cam off?
The ponytail holder?
Yes.
I don't believe so. No, I didn't. After I turned my body cam off, I left the scene.
You found it while your body cam was still running?
Yes, when we stepped down, she said, she showed me the area where it was, where they had gone to the ground.
So that would be on your body cam footage?
Yes.
Not necessarily, like, Rich said that our body cam doesn't always capture what we see.
If your body cam footage were to show you and Officer Byler searching and walking away at the end of the scene and you hunting for a ponytail holder and stating you were looking for a ponytail holder and then your body cam.
Sorry, guys, this is really important. What exactly do you mean you woke up freezing? Because it's been at least 5 years since I've ever woke up freezing. I'm always dying, literally dying. So I'm wondering how much longer until I can wake up freezing. Oh man, I would wish I would wake up freezing.
Going off. Would that be accurate?
Could what be accurate? I'm sorry.
If I were to tell you that your body cam shows you looking
I crack myself up all the time.
for a ponytail holder, but it not showing on your body cam footage that you ever find one,
No, no,
would you
no,
believe that that's accurate?
no.
Because it might not show everything that I see. Is that
But
what you're
if
asking?
if I'm telling you that it doesn't show on your body cam footage that you find one,
Okay, I understand.
would you believe that that's true?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So then you're telling me that if you would have found it, it would be off of your camera?
Beautiful.
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. The body camera might not have seen what I saw.
No, it would have been after your body cam was turned off.
I don't recall it being after the body camera was turned off.
My mic is on.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
But if it doesn't show up on your body cam footage, then it would have to have been after your body cam was turned off.
Well, no, because like,
Yes, come on up. The objection is sustained. Ms. Schweitzer, you can ask the next question, please.
Purple Adams. That brings you confusion. Are you saying that you saw the ponytail holder at some point?
yes,
And then later on, you couldn't find it?
there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things when I go to a domestic, there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about. I have to do a domestic violence referral form. I have to do my arrest sheet. I have to do, there's a lot of different moving parts. So I remember seeing it and I might not have communicated that clearly to Corporal Corbel, who was the evidence tech who would have collected it or taken photos of that. I don't recall as far as that goes, but I remember seeing it in the grass, yes.
But then later on, you didn't see it. Is that what you're saying?
Remember yesterday's stream? Remember how we were talking about curry? The whole way through yesterday's stream? Listen, I was dying for curry. I love curry. I absolutely love curry. So I ordered it. I ordered that. I ordered that curry. I cannot handle anything spicy. Nothing. Horseradish sauce in Bloody Marys is too much for me. Root beer right now is a little bit too spicy. Root beer burns my mouth a little bit. So I cannot handle spicy. I was under the impression that this was going to be the non-spicy curry, which I've tasted before here in Lancaster, I swear. Well, it was not. I took a bite of the curry and I started dying almost immediately. I turned bright beet red. And I started eating white rice, and naan. I used naan. I was eating naan. Trying to help. Nothing helped. I took my curry. I took it to my son. I'm like, I got you dinner, dear, and lunch. I got him lunch. So he ate the curry. Like at least an hour. At least an hour and a half later, I'm trying to get a tiny bit of sleep before I before I have to go to work. And my son comes upstairs. And I'm like, Anthony, Anthony, you gotta turn on my fan or I'm gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. Hot flash after hot flash after hot flash hit me. So he opens the door and he flicks on the little switch for my ceiling fan and he goes, gosh, Mom, it wasn't even that spicy. And at that moment in time, I almost killed my son. And then I got over it. And then I got over it. Yeah, no, please, for the love of God, if you like me in any way, shape, or form, please do not talk about curry ever again because I will eat it. And I will suffer for that.
I don't recall later on.
You don't know if it was ever collected.
I don't believe it was collected.
That's fine.
Sorry.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
Ms. Rich.
So I want to clarify this. So from what I understand, Takesha pointed out where the altercation occurred, and you saw a ponytail holder.
Yes.
Okay. Did she necessarily point out there is my ponytail holder, or did that something you see with your own eyes when she just pointed to generally where it was?
Yes.
The second one I just said?
Yes.
Okay. Then later on, when you're clearing the scene or getting ready to leave the scene, are you and Officer Byler also looking for a cell phone?
Yes.
Did you ever find that cell phone?
No.
And is that cell phone that belonged to the defendant?
Believed to be, yes.
Believed to be. Okay. I have no other questions.
Swineskirk.
Yo, Bobby, that's just rude. Oh, guys, I gotta stop the stream because Bobby made me hurt.
Ms. Rich, is this witness excused?
She is.
Is she released from her subpoena?
Not at this time.
Corporal Adams, I will explain to you that you are excused at this time. However, you are still under subpoena. There is a separation of witness order in effect. That means that you may not speak with any of the other witnesses regarding your testimony or their testimony. Also, you may not view
I wanna be rich. How's that? How's that, Rich?
these proceedings while you're under subpoena. That means you can't be in the courtroom during any other testimony, and you also cannot watch any of the proceedings on the streaming service. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. With that, you are excused. Ladies and gentlemen, I think at this time it would be a good time to take a recess. Before I send you back to the jury room, I will admonish you that during the recess, you may discuss the case among yourselves only while you're all together in the jury room. Ms. Rich, please call your next witness.
State of Indiana calls Takesha Thomas.
I did tell you this was going to be a little bit of a longer stream. If you have to leave, just go, dip. You guys were great. If you guys do dip, thank you so much for coming out. I really, really, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. And I just uploaded another Kelly trial while we were doing this stream here. Go watch that. Why are we talking about hot food? Can we talk about pineapples, please? Oh my God, Mel, guess what? This year we're going to a Chinese buffet. I'm not cooking. I'm not cooking anything. Oh my God.
Ms. Thomas, I will have you come up to the bench to be sworn in, please. Ms. Thomas, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm under the pains and penalties of perjury the testimony that you provide to this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Go ahead and have a seat at the witness stand.
There she is, guys. That's her. That's the victim.
Ms. Thomas, you can adjust that microphone in front of you. It will move towards you. It will also move up and down. Just make sure that you speak directly into it.
Okay.
Thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Rich.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Could you please tell us your name?
Takesha Thomas.
And I'm gonna have you pull the microphone. It actually moves, so pull it just a little closer to you. There you go. Could you spell the name for a court reporter?
Yeah, Tekesha.
Ms. Thomas, are you a little nervous today?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you today?
34.
Now, I see when you came in, you were wearing like scrubs of some sort. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at
I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is the kind.
Juvenile carrying hands.
What? Stop.
Do you
What?
currently
What am
live
I
in
doing?
Elkhart County?
Yes.
I'm not stopping.
Now, I want to go back to May
You're not
30th
bossing
of
me.
this year. Where did you live at that time?
1729 Francis Avenue.
Who did you live with at that time?
Me and my children.
How old are your children?
My oldest is 16, and then I have a 13, 12, and 11-year-old.
So you have 4 children in total?
Yes, I do.
All right, so your home where you were living in May 30th, what kind of house was it? Was it an apartment, house? How many bedrooms, floors?
It's a 4-bedroom house with a full basement.
Now, Takesha, I want to talk to you about someone named Sanjan Perry. Do you know a person by this name?
Yes.
How do you know Sanjan Perry?
We dated.
How long ago did you meet Sanjan?
I've known Sandra since I was a kid.
And then when did you start a romantic relationship with him?
Almost 7 years ago.
Did you know him through someone?
My brother.
And is that how you had known him since you were?
Yes.
Now, Takesha, do you see Sanjan Perry in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please point to him and identify something he's wearing so we all know we're talking about the same person?
I don't want to admit it, but yeah, you can buy pizza dough. It's really good. Your pizza dough would be better, but it takes like 48 hours to make a good pizza dough.
He has on a white shirt and glasses.
Your Honor, may the record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant?
Yes, the record will so reflect.
Thank you. What was the relationship with
Bad,
Sanjan
Chloe.
like in the
Bad,
beginning?
It was great.
How did he make you feel in the beginning?
Good.
Was he a father figure to your kids?
Yes, he was.
Did he have kids?
Yes, he has a daughter.
Did you feel protective of his daughter?
Yes.
So would you all hang out together as a family?
Yes.
Did you love him?
Yes.
Did he say that he loved you?
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had the picture perfect family at this time with Sanjan?
At the beginning, yes.
Was that a big deal to you?
Yes, it was.
Is family important to you?
Yes.
Did you and Sanjan ever get married?
No.
Were you ever engaged to be married?
Yes.
Did that happen at a few different times?
Yes.
So were things always this good, happy family picture?
No, not always.
How long did this honeymoon period last before things started to feel not so great in the relationship?
I think once he allowed his family to get involved.
So how long into the relationship were things super great, happy, feeling good? When did they start to shift? After how much time?
Probably a year, year and a half.
Did this, in the relationship, did this stop being a happy family situation?
I wouldn't say it stopped being happy because I was with him and I was happy as long as we were together.
So you say as long as you were together, did you end the relationship at times?
Yeah, we both did at different occasions.
Was that difficult when you had to end the relationship?
I mean, not really, because probably lasted a day and then I would call him or he would call me.
Would you consider this kind of an on-again, off-again relationship?
Yes.
Now, throughout the relationship, did you still have hope that things could get back to how they were at the beginning?
Yeah, because he became my best friend.
So you say he was your best friend. Tell me about that.
I mean, he was the only person I had at a point in time.
What do you mean by that? That he was the only person you had?
I wasn't really talking to my family at certain times, and I was kind of just me and my kids. So he was the person that we had and the person that would come through and help me with stuff and be there for me.
Were there times in the relationship where you would get back together and things looked hopeful, like they were back to that happy part?
Every time.
Then would it slowly start to turn again?
Yeah.
Did it keep kind of going round and round?
Yeah. Some things we couldn't forgive each other for, we would bring up and go downhill again.
Now, Takesha, were there other incidents where there was some physical abuse in the relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about one particular one in November of 2021. We're going to be talking about an incident where he came into your house. You remember that incident?
Is that the one where he was there when I wasn't?
Yes.
Okay.
So what was the status of your relationship at that point?
It was rocky. I wouldn't say we were together.
So you wouldn't say you were together. Were you officially broken up?
I felt like we were just dealing with each other at that point.
Was he living with you at that point?
No, he was not.
Now, what do you remember happening that night?
I went to Brothers in South Bend with my sister's baby mama. I got back, and when I came into the house, Sandra was laying on the couch, asleep.
Had you invited him there?
No.
Did you want him there at that time?
No.
So what happened next?
I woke him up and asked him if he could leave, and he got up and was angry, and we started going back and forth.
It's delicious.
Was he sober that night?
No.
When alcohol was involved, is that when things would get physical?
Yes.
So how did things get physical this night?
We kind of went back and forth, and then we got to cussing at each other. And then I had a blow-up bed at the time, and I was laying on it, and he flipped it, and then I hit the wall.
Is that how it ended?
I got up and said I was calling the police, and then he left.
Now, I want to talk about another incident that was February 2022. What was the status of the relationship at that time?
Together.
Okay, so you were together. Was he living with you?
Yes.
This other incident, what do you remember happening that day?
Is it the one where he went to jail? Are you talking about that one?
So we're talking about something about maybe your ponytail getting pulled.
Oh, when I got dragged through the dining room.
Yes.
Okay. I went to pick him up from work. He was in the car.
So I was at work earlier tonight, and I was out back in the alley taking a break thinking, how is it possible that Fozzie really doesn't like the vegetables in Chinese food? Because they're so good. They are so good. And I'm thinking, I bet you, I could make him some vegetables that he would like. Because I don't even understand how someone could not like all vegetables, because I guess, I mean, your body needs those vitamins and minerals, so your body sort of wants them. So it makes you want to eat them. So they're not all yucky to you. But Chinese vegetables with all the sauce all over it, they don't even taste like vegetables. How do you not like that? That's not possible. I don't understand.
He kind of act like he had attitude, so I asked what was wrong. He said nothing, just shut up talking to me, and I said, okay, cool, you can go in the house, get your stuff, and go to your mom's. We got into the house, and we got to arguing, and he ended up pulling my hair, and then I ended up going to the floor in my dining room area, and then he pulled me, and I had my feet up, and that's how my feet was on the dining room floor when the police had got there. But I got my air fryer and cracked him with the air fryer so that he would not hit me again.
Did you hit him with the air fryer before or after he was dragging you?
After, when I finally got up.
So you didn't start?
No,
I only hit people with air fryers on Fridays.
no, I did not.
Now you said he was dragging you around by the hair. How did that feel?
Like he had control over me.
What kind of hairstyle did you have at that time?
I had braids.
Okay, so you had braids. Were they down or?
They were down.
Was he drinking that night?
No. And it wasn't night, it was during the day. He had just got off work.
Thank you. Did he do anything else besides that?
No.
I really dislike my air fryer. I dislike everything that comes out of it. Ugh.
Now, did you get back together with Sanjan after these incidents?
Yes, I did.
Why keep going back to someone who's physically hurting you?
Because I loved him.
Did you feel like things were going to be okay after these incidents?
I mean, eventually I felt like one day they would. I was supposed to marry him.
So when you would get back together, like in this case, did it feel hopeful again?
I mean, it always did until it wasn't any more hope.
Now, Ms. Thomas,
Cast iron.
is it true that kind of based on these incidents, you wrote some kind of letter?
Yes.
And in that letter, did you kind of minimize or, I'm trying to think of a better word, minimize what had happened in those two incidents?
Are you asking me, did I say that stuff didn't happen? I actually did, because I was trying to make it to where he didn't get sent off to prison.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a couple questions about that.
Okay.
So you wrote a letter trying to say those incidents didn't happen, correct?
Yes.
Top quality content.
Is that because you really cared about him?
Yes.
And you didn't want any trouble coming from this? Would that be fair to say?
Yes, that would be fair to say.
At the time, did you feel like that was the right thing to do to keep the relationship together?
I mean, at the time, that wasn't what I was thinking. I was more not wanting him to go to
So you-
prison.
Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off, but was your thinking at that time, you just don't want any more trouble from him?
Yes.
You wanted to get back together with him,
Yes.
and you still believed that at some point you two were going to be married, correct?
Yes.
24/7.
Now, after this incident, did the two of you actually do? You got engaged, right?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to the future at this point?
Yeah.
Did the relationship stay happy after those two prior incidents?
Watch your mouth.
Not the whole time.
Was it still kind of the same
Same circle.
circle? Okay. Now I want to bring you to May 30th, 2024. Was the defendant living with you at that time?
No, he was not living with me.
What was the status of the relationship at that time?
We actually were trying to make it work.
So you were trying to make it work, but were you officially engaged? You were officially in a relationship?
We were trying to make it work. That's where we were at that point. We were dealing with each other, and that was it. Whatever came out of it, came out of it.
Did he have his name on the house or anything
No.
like that? Did you have a car at this point?
Yes.
What kind of car did you have?
Toyota Highlander.
On that night, where was it parked?
It was parked on the side of my house in the grass.
Now,
Lori loves law. What's for dinner tonight?
did it have some damage already to it?
Yes, it did.
Where was the damage?
On the front of the car, on the window.
And what did the damage look like?
Like it had got hit by a bottle and was smashed in.
So it had been smashed beforehand.
Yes.
Oh.
Now that night, we're
right.
going to move out midnight.
These nuts are for dinner tonight.
A little bit before. Were your kids in the house with you that night?
Yes, my children were upstairs.
What time did they go to bed?
I think that day it was whenever.
Were they asleep when all of this incident happened?
No.
Okay. Now, who else was with you?
My sister.
What's your sister's name?
Breasia.
Breasia. Where is Breasia right now?
She is in Texas.
So she is completely other part of the country right now.
Yes.
Nothing is better than a steak on cast iron. Nothing. Nope, nothing.
It's my understanding she is also expecting.
Yes.
Now, going to May 30th, how were you wearing your hair that night?
It was in a ponytail, like to the back of my head.
Was your hair also in braids?
Yeah.
Did you see the defendant that night?
Yes, I did.
When did you see him?
When I picked him up
Where did you pick him up?
from his mother's house.
Why
Where's
are they so heavy? Why?
Like 5 minutes from my house.
And what was the plan for the rest of the night?
For him to come and stay the night.
So he was originally invited.
Yes, he was.
When you picked him up and brought him back to your house, had he already been drinking?
Yes.
How could you tell?
Once we got into the house, I could tell by the way he talks.
You've known him for a long time.
Yes.
And have you seen him sober?
Yes.
And you've seen him drunk?
Yes.
And did this compare with other times you've seen him intoxicated?
He wasn't intoxicated. He was drunk. He had been drinking, but he was not intoxicated at that point.
At that point?
Yes.
Okay, so what happened throughout the night after he got to your house?
The kids went upstairs. Me, him, and my sister was all just hanging out and stuff.
I don't know why y'all trying to buck the system. Cast iron, steak, butter, thyme. That's it. Rosemary. That's it. Salt, pepper. That's what you need. You don't need none of those other kitchen gadgets.
We had started drinking. You want me to say everything that happened?
So we'll break it down and I'll do
Okay.
the question answer. So everyone was drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
What was everybody drinking?
I don't remember. I just know it was dark liquor.
Okay. Were you drunk?
Heavy.
No.
Did the defendant become more drunk throughout the night?
Yeah.
And how could you tell?
I don't know. I've just been around a long time, so I know how he moves and talk and act when he's drunk from when he's sober.
At some point, did all of you plan to watch a movie?
Yes.
Where did
Or
you
a TV show.
So something on the television?
Yeah.
Where did you go to watch that?
The living room.
So who was all in the living room at this point?
Me, him, and Breasia.
Breasia?
Yes.
Drunk.
What happened next?
I got up to go to the bathroom, and he went into the bedroom. And when I was walking out the bathroom, I could see him sitting in front of my couch, but in front of my sister. And so I came out and I asked what was going on because I'm confused why you're in front of my sister. He got up, went back into the bedroom and shut the door. And she asked me to take her home because he made her uncomfortable. I asked her what actually happened. She said he was trying to talk to her. I yelled and told him to get his stuff so he can go. He came out and said, "You're messing her up. That's a beautiful soul."
You're messing her up. That's a beautiful soul. What does that mean to you?
I have no idea.
How did you react to that?
He went outside and then I told her that she didn't have to be uncomfortable, that she was my sister, that I would take him home.
So what was the plan at this point?
To take him home.
So how are you feeling emotionally at this point?
I'm kind of embarrassed that he was sitting in front of my sister trying to talk to her when we've been together for as long as we have.
So if you were kind of embarrassed, were you upset with him at this point?
I wouldn't say upset because
No, it's not. You can't lift a cast iron skillet to hit someone with it. It's too heavy.
I mean, I'm used to him doing stuff like that, so it didn't really bother me. I was more embarrassed and needing to protect my sister.
So what happened next?
His phone went off because he left it in the bedroom and he was outside at this time. And I answered and it was a girl. And she said some stuff to me and I hung up and went outside to tell him he needed to go.
So you're saying he needed to go. Was the plan still for you to drive him?
I would have still took him home.
And why would you do that at this point? If he's making your sister uncomfortable, there's girls on the phone that are making you upset. Why drive him home?
I cared.
Where were you going to, how far away was home for him?
To his mom's, probably
You
5
mentioned
minutes.
His mom lived pretty close?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like you were driving to like South
No.
Bend or something?
No.
So you went outside to drive him home. What happened next?
When I went outside, I said, you can leave. Obviously, that's not where you want to be. There's females calling your phone. And then we went back and forth about, we don't know what the other person's doing. And then we ended up getting into it again.
Okay, so you ended up getting into it again.
Yes.
What happened first?
He had a glass bottle in his hand. And when I was walking off, he threw it. And it actually went into my Crocs and cut the bottom of my foot.
I want to slow that down just a little bit.
Mhm.
So he had a glass bottle in his hand. What kind of bottle was it?
I think it was a beer bottle.
Do you know if it was empty or full or something else?
I don't know.
So he threw the beer bottle. In what direction did he throw the beer bottle?
Towards me, but to the ground. So that's how it popped up.
Okay, so
Once it hit the ground.
like at your feet?
Yeah, like it went to the ground towards my feet where I was standing.
And you say it broke. Did it break in just like 2 or 3 pieces?
A couple pieces.
And you mentioned that it cut you. How did it cut you if it's being broken on the ground?
It went into my Croc and was under my foot.
Like the entire bottle went under?
No, a piece went into my Croc and it cut like in the middle of my foot.
When did you realize that your foot had been cut?
After the altercation with us, when I had to run into the house to call the police.
Did it hurt?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the glass bottle. What else happened?
After he did that, we started arguing again, and then I turned to go into the house, and he grabbed my braids. And when he grabbed my braids, he pulled me down, and then we ended up in the grass where he stood over me and kept yelling, telling me I had him effed up and stuff like that.
So he grabbed your ponytail, and did he pull you to the ground?
Yes, he had it wrapped around, and when he pulled it, I went to the ground.
How did you feel physically at this time?
The same, like he had control over me.
Did it hurt?
Yes, of course, it was attached to my real hair.
How did you feel? What's going through your head? What's your mental state at this time?
I just wanted him to leave.
So we have a glass bottle. You have your ponytail. Did it stay in a ponytail when he was?
No, my hair tie fell out in the grass somewhere.
Did you find it ever?
No, I didn't even look for it.
Did anything else happen outside?
When we got up, he had his phone. I had his phone because it was in the grass. I had picked up his phone and then he snapped it. Oh, sorry. He snatched it from me. And then we walked over by my car because I was going to walk down the street, and he took his phone, and the part where he had already damaged my car, he took his phone and hit it into that same spot.
Did he have permission to damage your car?
No.
So you mentioned he threw it in the same spot.
Yeah, he had his phone and he hit it into that same
Big
spot.
leg. Ouch.
Now, there was already something hurt me.
Yes, yes.
What was the difference between the damage before this happened and after this happened?
It cracked more across my windshield.
So were there undamaged parts that then became damaged?
Yes.
Was he saying anything while he was hitting your windshield?
B, you have me effed up.
And you mentioned that before. Was that something he was repeating?
He always says that.
Did anything happen with your wrist or your arm?
Yeah, he grabbed my wrist and twisted it. So it was sore and red for a couple days.
When you say he twisted it, can you show us what happened?
When he grabbed it,
Then he turned it like this, and you're kind of twisting your arm naturally towards you. Is that what happened?
Yes.
When did that happen in relation to everything else?
And the mix up between him pulling my hair and me getting up from in the grass.
How long do you estimate all of this happened?
I would say between us coming outside and the police arriving, Probably between 10 to 15 minutes tops.
Was this very chaotic?
Yes.
Was there anything else that happened outside that you remember?
Once we had got up and he hit the windshield with his phone, I walked down the street because I felt like if I walked down the street, he would leave. Once I couldn't see him anymore, I ended up coming back and I don't know where he had went. I ran up to the porch, I knocked on the door and my sister let me in and I shut the door. Once the door was shut, maybe 5 minutes later, we heard him on the porch yelling, saying something.
Did that make you or your sister nervous?
No.
So he's on the porch yelling. How are you feeling physically? Is there any pain that you're feeling?
My foot was sore and my wrist was sore.
Foot was sore and wrist was sore.
No. Listen, I don't care who said what. No. Bad peg leg.
How are you feeling mentally or emotionally?
At that point, like I wasted time again. Like I put trust in somebody that I shouldn't keep putting trust in.
What happened next?
We waited for the police and so did he on the porch.
How long did it take for the police to get there?
Probably 5 to 10 minutes. It didn't take them too long to get there.
What was happening while you were waiting for the police to come?
I was on the phone with my older sister, telling her what had happened.
What was the defendant doing during this?
He was still on the porch talking.
Did you hear what he was saying?
No, I didn't care what he was saying to listen.
Did you talk to police when you got there?
Yes, once they came inside.
Now, at some point, do you remember saying something to the officer like, I don't want him to go to jail, I just want him to go?
Yes.
What did you mean by that?
I mean, I didn't want them to arrest him. I just wanted him to leave my property.
So, and this might feel like a dumb question, but if you have someone who's hurting you and you call the police, why wouldn't you want them to go to jail?
Because I loved him.
Do you still care for him?
At that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did the police come inside of your house?
Yes.
Did they take pictures of you?
Yes.
May I approach this witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Takesha, I'm showing you, I'm going out of order a little bit. I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Proposed Exhibit 5. Do you know what's in this picture?
My house.
Is this a picture of the outside of your house at that night?
Yes.
It does this fairly and accurately depict the outside of your house, as you recall, on May 30th.
Yes.
Your Honor, at this point, the state moves to admit and publish Proposed Exhibit 5.
Swinsker. The court will show that State's Exhibit 5 is admitted without objection. And the court will also grant the state's motion to publish State's Exhibit 5.
Now watch how this person publishes. Look, we
All
can
right,
see
Takesha.
it.
So it's
I'm so happy.
on the board here. Is this where a lot of the physical altercation occurred?
Yeah, in the front.
Okay, you might have to stand up to do this, but can you show us exactly where certain things happened that night?
This is where he talked about him.
And you're pointing to the front sidewalk
Yeah,
right here?
like he was here and I was here and he talked about him. And then once he put my hair went down, we were up in this area.
Okay, so you're pointing, there's the, like kind of the left side of the front porch and the right side of the front porch. So kind of in front of the left side of the front porch between the sidewalk and the house. Where is your car in relation to this picture? I know it's not
on the side.
So it's out of view on the left-hand side. Okay. The next day, how did you feel physically?
Emotional, sad.
How were you still in any kind of pain?
My foot was still hurting and when I was walking on it, because I couldn't get the piece of glass completely out. So I had to take off work.
Are you on your feet a lot for work?
Yes, I am.
So if you have a little piece of glass in your foot.
It's hard.
Where exactly in your foot was the injury?
Like towards the top, but underneath the toes.
Donald, something's coming up for you.
May I approach again?
You may.
Ms. Thomas, I'm showing you what's been marked as state's proposed exhibit 18. Do you see what this is?
Yes.
Is this a photograph of the injury on your toe?
Yes, towards the top, underneath the toe.
There you go. Is this a fair and accurate depiction of the injury that you incurred on May 30th?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish proposed 18.
Schweinsker?
No objection.
The court will show that state's exhibit 18 is admitted without objection. The court will also grant the state's motion to publish state's exhibit 18.
Just a moment.
Just season your pan with oil and it's nonstick.
So Ms. Thomas, looking up at the board, is this where that injury was?
Yes.
Okay. Did that cause issues? How many days after did this cause issues?
I just had for one day.
Just for about 1 day? Did you have any other injuries that or pain that lasted into the following days?
Just my wrist being sore.
Don't ooh, this is for Donald.
Now, Ms. Thomas, this question might not make sense right now to everyone, but it might matter later. Have you ever been diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
No.
If Mr. Perry were to call you bipolar, would that just be a way of saying?
It's when he's angry.
He calls you bipolar?
Yeah.
As like an insult?
Yeah.
Now, as you sit here today, what is the status of your relationship with Sergeant Perry?
There is no status.
Was this case kind of the final incident between you two?
Yeah.
While this case has been pending, have you experienced any negative effects from calling police?
Yeah.
What was that?
There was somebody who made a fake Facebook with a character off of GTA and basically said negative things to me as if I going to hell, somebody would come to my house, I got him locked up again, stuff like that.
Now, from your understanding, you don't think it was Mr. Perry personally?
No.
Dude, aren't they way too expensive to let someone borrow?
But maybe someone in a friendly relationship with him or something.
Yeah.
So you had a Facebook post. Did you receive any other kind of negative?
No, I ended up blocking anybody who was related to him or who are cool with him or who he hangs with or anything.
Anybody who enjoyed that feet pic, please send me $5.
And you mentioned the defendant has family close by. Do you remember telling police that they made some things complicated after some other incidents?
Yeah, of course.
Did that happen here?
No.
Now, to this day, do you still care about Sergeant Perry?
Yes.
Is this a very hard experience for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Has it been fun having to come to court and talk about this?
No.
Has it been fun to have to go through all of the court dates and trying to figure out what's happening next?
No, because I'm actually off work and missing money and I have 4 children to take care of. So this is not fun to me at all.
So you're missing work, you're losing income from being here.
Yes, and my sons have a game today and I have to make sure I'm out of here before that. So this is not fun for me.
This has not been a positive experience.
No, at all.
I'll pass the witness.
Thank you. Cross-examination, please.
Thank you, Judge.
I like how they put that in there because they're going to say that she's just, disgruntled and she's just wants revenge. So she's saying this. She doesn't want to be here. She's losing money to be here. I mean, I don't know how much that's true, but at least they said it.
So Keisha, briefly, the incident that the prosecutor asked you about in November of 21, when you said you were at Brothers and you came home and he was at the house.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Had you been drinking at Brothers that night?
I had one drink at Brothers.
Okay.
I had work the next morning.
Okay. And then the incident in February of 2022, you said Mr. Perry was not drinking. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And you had also stated that your hair was down that day, correct?
Yes.
Was your testimony?
Here we go with the hair tie,
Now,
guys.
the night of May 30th of this year, your testimony was that you went and picked him up and brought him back to the house, correct?
Correct.
You said that you all were drinking dark liquor that night? And how long had you all been drinking dark liquor before things started getting, or when you said that he was flirting with your sister?
We had only took 2 shots.
All of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Besides whatever he drank before he entered my house.
Okay. Were you and your sister drinking before you went
No.
to get him? No? Okay.
You want me to start a GoFundMe for your leg? 120,000. I won't get there, but I'll get to a K maybe.
So you had said that when the prosecutor asked you about him flirting with your sister or whatever he had stated to your sister, you didn't really understand what it was that he had said to her. You said that really didn't necessarily upset you because you were used to him doing stuff like that. What did you mean by that?
Meaning when we are out and Sanjay drinks a lot, he gets very flirtatious.
Okay, and how does that make you feel?
I mean, of course upset, but that's who he is when he's drunk.
Okay. But obviously that upsets you when he does that in front of you.
Yeah, but that day it didn't. At that point, I was used to it and just tired.
It didn't upset you that he was flirting with your sister?
Not that day.
Okay. And what is your sister's name?
Briasia.
Okay, but she's not technically your sister, correct?
No. My mother raised her.
Okay. And then his phone went off. And so you said it was an actual phone call or text messages?
It was a phone call. And then when I hung up the phone, she texted.
Okay, so then did you go through the text messages as well?
Well, I still had the phone in my hand when she texted. So yeah, it popped up while it was in my hand.
Okay. So, and what did she say when you answered the phone?
She said, that's why you can't answer your phone because you're with that B.
Okay. And then what did the text message say?
The same thing, besides telling him he's a liar because he was supposed to be done with me.
Okay. Were there other text messages that you read?
No. Once I read that, I went outside because I was furious because I was somebody that he told me he was not dealing with.
Is that someone he cheated on you with before?
Yes.
Okay. So you said you were furious? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then he was outside. So did you give him anything when you went outside?
What do you mean, did I give him anything?
Any belongings or anything, or you just went outside?
No, I just went outside.
Okay.
And I think he only had a bag at that time.
He had a bag with him?
Yeah, like in the house. So there was nothing I had to pack up or anything. His stuff was still in the bag. We had just got to the house. We had probably only been there maybe 20 minutes when everything started.
Okay. So he had that bag with him outside?
It was in the house.
It was still in the house?
Yes.
So he had just walked outside?
Yeah.
Possible.
And then did he have anything with him when he went outside, do you know?
But remember, she's not suing him for anything. This is a criminal trial. He's gonna go to jail if it goes badly for him.
The beer that was in his hand.
Just a beer bottle. Okay. And then you walked outside with his phone?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went outside. What was the purpose of you going outside?
To ask him to leave my house.
Okay. You were going to take him home though, is that correct?
Yeah, if he didn't want to walk, I would have took him home.
But you didn't necessarily need to take him.
No, I didn't need to.
Because you said he had family around this corner.
Yeah.
And that corner. Okay.
That sucks.
What was the purpose of telling your sister to lock the door?
So that he couldn't get back into my house.
But that was locking you outside with him though, correct?
Yeah, but I'd rather me be the person in danger than for my children and my sister.
The phone was in her hand when she went outside because she saw the text message. She had it in her hand. She went outside because she was furious. The phone did not stay in her hand very long.
Who are in there who have nothing to do with what I keep allowing.
So you felt that you were in danger at that point?
I went walking down. Like once the incident happened, I ended up going to walk away from him. So that's why the door was locked. So that he couldn't go back into my house. Then I would have never been able to get him out of my house.
So when you first walked out the door,
Yes.
That's when you told her to lock the door?
Yes, I said stay inside and lock the door.
In hindsight, could you have just stayed inside and locked the door?
Yeah. But I wanted him to leave. So the way to tell him that is to go outside and ask the man to leave my house.
But you're also furious about the.
Yeah, so that's why.
A faster way to make a man leave your house is to say you love him and maybe ask him to marry you. Boom, he'll be gone 3 seconds flat.
That's for him to leave.
And you're saying that he broke the beer bottle, correct?
Yes.
Now, as far as your car window goes, didn't you originally?
Oh, I absolutely stand corrected. Yes. Tell him you're pregnant. He's gone.
Originally tell the police officers that he broke the car window with the beer bottle? And then you changed it to say that he broke it with your phone, his phone?
I said I didn't know if it was a piece of the beer bottle or his phone. Because after everything happened, we still couldn't find the phone. That is what I said.
Okay. And to this day,
I can never
do
find
you
my
know where his phone is?
No, never found it.
And where's the last time you saw his phone?
When I had gave it to him. And then when he hit my windshield. Them are the 2 times I seen the phone. After that, I did not see his phone.
When the beer bottle broke, you said that it broke in a couple of pieces?
Yeah.
For the record, everyone watching, I was once a dude. I was a man. My name is Kevin instead of Kathy.
Yes. Some were big, some were little.
You also said that the alleged incident in the grass lasted approximately 10 minutes. Is that correct?
I said between me coming outside and the police coming, it was between 10 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
That is what I said.
And how about the alleged incident in the grass? How long would you estimate that happened?
In the grass, probably about 5 minutes. I'm not counting when somebody's attacking
Bobby,
me.
you were on fire
Was your
today.
your sister's inside during this time?
Yes, my sister's inside.
But she never called the police? You
No.
called the police when you went back inside?
I called the police.
Okay. Did you ever learn from your sister when you went back inside what she was doing during this time?
She was in there on the phone with my older sister.
She never said whether she was looking out the window or anything?
No, I didn't ask either.
Did you find that kind of unusual that she wouldn't have been worried about you or looking out the window watching?
She was worried about me, but in the 7 years we've been together and we go back and forth, she's
$25,000 a pop. Yep, I used to be Kevin.
not gonna call the police, knowing how I felt about him.
But she's not gonna be
Hi,
peeking out the door or looking out the window either?
No, she was inside making sure that my kids were okay. That was my concern.
I was never a man, but I tried.
You may.
I'll show you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit A. Do you recognize that picture? That vehicle?
It's my truck.
Okay. And do you see the date on this?
Yeah.
Picture? Can you tell me the date on it?
5/6/24.
Okay. And the incident that we're talking about today occurred on May 30th. Is that correct?
Correct.
And do you see damage to your
No.
vehicle on that picture?
Yes.
I'll move to admit Defense Exhibit A.
Ms. Rich?
No objection. Can't.
We'll show that defendant's exhibit A is admitted without objection.
And I'm gonna publish to the jury, but I want to do all three at the same time if I could.
Do you have
I'll
more
do
than
it.
one?
I do, I have three, but I have copies of everything.
Okay, so just to be clear, defendant's exhibit A consists of three separate pieces of paper. Is that correct?
No, I have Exhibit A, B, and C.
Am I allowed to see A, B, and C?
Yeah, I haven't.
So
Oh,
hang on just a moment. And I'm not sure if I missed it. Did you move to admit or lay a foundation for B and C?
Not yet, I'm gonna do that now.
Okay, so are you asking to later publish?
Later publish.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize, Ms. Weinberg. I was just misunderstanding you.
No,
Want to know why she was misunderstanding her? Because she did not follow the proper procedure for foundation.
I'll show you next what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit B. Do you recognize the vehicle in this picture?
It's my truck.
Okay, and the date on this picture?
5/6/24.
Okay. And do you see damage on your vehicle from that date?
In this picture, you really can't.
So you only see this courtroom from my channel. And I've said from the beginning, it's like hell. This is what a courtroom in hell would look like. Doesn't it look like hell?
Can't see anything.
Okay, do you see,
I see a person.
do you see a spot on your windshield?
I see a spot that looks different than the rest of the car, but you can't tell of a damage.
Okay. Do you see a spot similar to the spot that's in Exhibit A that I previously showed you?
Can I see Exhibit A again?
Mhm.
Yes.
And do you see that these are the same dates, different times?
Yes.
I would move.
What, you said different times?
Yes.
Oh, like seconds?
Yes.
Yeah, different seconds.
I would move to admit Defense Exhibit B.
Ms. Rich?
No objection.
Court will show that defendant's exhibit B is admitted without objection.
No, you don't. There's no feng shui in
And I would
here.
ask to publish at a later time.
You may.
And then lastly, I would show you Defense Exhibit C. Do you recognize your vehicle in this picture?
Yes.
And the date on this picture?
5/22/24.
Thank you. And do you see damage on your vehicle at this time? In this picture?
You can still see the white spot, but you can't tell what's going on the windshield.
Okay.
But I see a white glare.
And was your vehicle damaged on May 22nd of 2024?
Yes, my vehicle was damaged.
Okay. I would move to admit Defense Exhibit C into evidence.
No objection.
The court will show that defendant's exhibit C is admitted without objection.
And then I would ask to publish all three to the jury.
I had
Thank
one
you.
of those.
Mr. Doring, if you would assist. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Doring is going to pass out to you packets of defendant's exhibits A, B, and C. So we'll have you view those exhibits, and once you have finished your review of those exhibits, please place them on the railing in front of you. It looks like the jury's done a nice job of organizing everything. So Ms. Doring, if you would go ahead and collect those items, please. Ms. Schweinsker, you may proceed.
Thank you. So Ms. Thomas, on May 6th and May 22nd, prior to May 30th, your windshield was already damaged. Is that correct?
Yes, from the first incident.
Thank you. When you were speaking with Corporal Adams, you had told her that Sanjin pulled your hair and then pulled you to the ground. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that happened in the grass area in front of the home, correct?
Yes.
And you told her that was your left wrist. Is that correct?
Yes.
And today, when you testified and you demonstrated with your right wrist.
Because I'm right-handed, and so I was using my left to twist. She said to show her what happened. She didn't tell me to use the hand. That was the one that was injured. She told me just to show her what had happened.
Okay, so you were just demonstrating with your
Yes.
wrist? Is that your testimony?
Yes, I was doing what I was asked to do.
No, Lori, no straightening.
When you were pulled to the ground, is it your testimony that there was any type of struggle when you were on the ground?
What do you mean?
Was there any type of struggle on the
Like
ground?
struggling to get him off me or get up?
Right.
Yeah, there was.
There was a struggle?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to get up if somebody's attacking me. So that's what I was doing, trying to get up.
Were you two rolling around on the?
We were rolling around and then he was over me and that's when he started saying stuff.
Okay.
And then at that point, if I stop yelling or fighting back, he eventually gets up and walks off and leave me alone.
Okay.
So at that time, that's what
Stop.
was in my head.
Stop.
And as far as his cell phone, did you testify that he picked it up off the ground or that you handed it to him? I don't recall.
I had handed him his phone when I walked outside. Where his phone was when he got it, when we got up, I don't know. And I wasn't paying attention to it. I was just trying to get up.
How passive it is.
Redirect, Ms. Rich.
Yeah, I stopped it there because we've gone long enough. We've gone way long. I'm so sorry, but I couldn't stop. Tomorrow is even better. Tomorrow like she was the star of the show today. No. Tomorrow he's the star of the show today. And you can just imagine he doesn't get on the stand, guys. He exercises his Fifth Amendment or whatever. He does not get on the stand. He does not want to be I think he has other charges pending. He doesn't want to mess up. So we don't get to hear from him, but we do get to hear from him because tomorrow there's more video of him getting arrested. You gotta read me my Miranda rights before you put his handcuffs on me. Think about it. I mean, just think about what you're saying, dude. Of course they could put handcuffs on you before they read your rights. Guys, I'm sorry about the technical issues today. I had to pull out another computer to get this clip. Tomorrow it won't be that way because it won't be as long. 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was sugar, a long time ago. 3 hours and 29 minutes ago. Exactly. He did not testify. He will not testify. We won't hear him on stand, but I'm telling you, we're gonna hear a lot more from him tomorrow. I just, I'm just making you guys go through 2 days of long testimony because he said the words, "You have to read me my Miranda rights before you put handcuffs on me." I could have just shown you that one little clip and gone on with my life, but I still got Fleischer in today, so I'm happy. I'm going to, courts start 1 minute ago, so I need to go. I need to get my courts rolling. Thank you so much for coming out for this extremely long stream. Whoever made it to the end, you guys are rock stars. Lori, I love you. Another Smith, thank you for coming out. I love when you get here. Nan, I love you. Hey, Nan, I don't know if it's possible if you're going to be around Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to do a live stream 9 a.m. Eastern. Oh, Jesus, that's my son. No, you weren't. Listen, my kids never watch my streams. Ever, 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 ever. They think I'm not funny, guys. I annoy them, apparently. But, Nan, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to have a special person in here. Her name is Tommy. And I think that you will love her. And I think that she will love you. So if any of y'all are around 9 a.m. Monday, Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a stream at that hour, even though courts are open. Oh my gosh, Nan, my son said hi to you. Look at you. Look at you go, girl. You got my son to say hi to you. He doesn't even say hi to Fozzie. Oh, yeah, I know. My kids never, ever, ever, ever come on my stream. Ever. Why? Why is that? Okay, watch. This is why they come on. This is why they don't come on my stream. Oops, I deleted your comment, Anthony. I'm so sorry. Donald, it's so nice to see you in here again. I don't even have words. I really don't. I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh, look, he's saying hi to Lori. If a person named Judge comes into Discord, yeah, if he's purple, don't listen to him. He's not the judge. He is not Judge Fleischer. Do not worry. I'm going to end this stream before my son says something completely inappropriate to everybody because, he's 20. He's going to be 21 in December, guys. I'm finally going to have someone to drink with because my first 2 kids, nah, not drinkers. I feel like this one's going to be a drinker, though. Mom, you want to go to the bar? Heck yeah, I want to go to the bar. Guys, thank you for staying for this 3-hour and 30-minute stream. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but hey, we made it through. And you guys were awesome. This chat is the best chat on the internet. Really, you just walk in here and everybody feels love. Security, please don't tell him that. Jeez, what's wrong with you, girl? Okay, Anthony Estrada, I'm gonna punch you. Listen, BI, your daughter can find much better. Don't worry. Bye, guys. Love you. See ya.
Got these life echoes, digital dreams through the screen. Her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's love.